Shun Tong, Lord of the Nine Provinces and Emperor of Daite, had once been a brutal tyrant, a hegemon who killed without blinking. A man of supreme authority, he held nearly everything in his hands. With a single command, people would be dragged out and executed, and dozens would lose their lives. But now, he had become completely devoted to his little princess. His daughter was a lovely little girl with clear blue eyes, unbelievably adorable. Grabbing his hand angrily, she said, "Daddy, no. Why are you killing people again? You mustn't kill anyone." When Shun Tong heard that, his stern face instantly softened into one of indulgence. He coaxed her gently. "Sorry, NAC. I won't kill them, I won't." Daddy was only joking around with Minister Zhao Hong. He had become utterly daughter-obsessed. The Emperor of Dai Te had once prayed to heaven that if only he could have a daughter, he would vow never again to commit the karma of slaughter and would instead bring peace to the realm. Nac, the first princess of Dai Te, was the precious pearl Shun Tong treasured in his palm. She was like a little koi blessed with extraordinary fortune, bringing good luck and blessings wherever she went. Nac sat in her father's lap, and Shun Tong let her give the orders herself. Make those bad beggars distribute porridge to everyone else. If they sneak food for themselves, punish them. The little girl helped her father govern the court and the country, and the realm remained at peace. Shun Tong adored her beyond measure. He immediately hugged her and said, "As expected of my daughter, Nac is so clever." Then he at once ordered, "Nanny Chien, bring milk cakes for Nac. Through the iron bars in front of her, the little girl saw a young man covered in injuries. Ideals were rich and varied, but reality was harsh. The two stood face to face, staring straight into each other's eyes. With just one glance, the little princess was completely smitten. Nac raised the pastry in her hand and offered it straight to the boy. "Big brother, you're so pretty. Do you want to be my prince consort?" Seeing this, Shun Tong was utterly shocked and devastated. He shouted, "Absolutely not." The two attendants beside him hurriedly tried to calm him. "Your Majesty, please calm down." Pointing at the boy, he demanded, "Where did that brat come from?" Then he immediately pulled Nac into his arms. He fixed the boy with a terrifying glare and threatened, "Don't even think about stealing my daughter." The boy secretly smiled and thought to himself, Nac, I've gained your favor." The sky was clear and the air fresh, but inside the capital, something was happening. An eunuch knelt low and reported, "Your Majesty, while the Ministry of Rights was distributing porridge inside the city, quite a few beggars took turns causing trouble. I beg your Majesty's pardon, but how should this be dealt with?" The Emperor, feared by countless people, was holding his daughter on his lap. Shun Tong, Lord of the Nine Provinces and Emperor of Dai Te, had once been the cruelest of tyrants, a hegemon who killed without spilling blood. But now, he had become devoted to his daughter. Hearing that, his tiny daughter immediately cried out fiercely, "Father, no. Why kill people? You can't kill them." Shun Tong glanced at his daughter, but instead of being annoyed, he revealed a coaxing expression. "Sorry, Nac. I won't kill them, I won't. I was only joking with Minister Zhao Hong." He had become completely daughter-obsessed. Nac climbed into the center of the seat and sat up straight, smiling as she said, "Minister Zhao Hong, can you hear Nac's idea? Make those bad beggars distribute porridge to the others. If they steal bites for themselves, punish them heavily." Nac, the first princess of Dai Te, was the jewel Shun Tong held in the palm of his hand. Hearing his daughter speak up so clearly and boldly, her father was overflowing with affection. He praised her, "As expected of my daughter. Nac is so smart. Nanny Chien, quickly bring milk cakes for Nac. The eunuch answered yes. Shun Tong continued, "Do exactly as Nac says. Heavens will matters more than my own decree. Why are you still standing there?" The eunuch did not dare object and could only bow his head and reply, "This servant understands." Nac's birth had caused Shun Tong to restrain his violent nature and keep his vow. Nac leaned close to his ear and whispered, "Father, did Nac do well?" Ever since Nac came into his life, he no longer killed the innocent. Of course, Nac was the little koi who brought auspicious fortune into this world. This method would definitely work. So Shun Tong gently stroked his daughter's head and replied, "Of course, My NAC did very well. His long-cherished wish had been fulfilled as if in a dream, and in the future, she would also bring blessings to Daite. Suddenly, a soldier was admitted to give a report. Kneeling on one knee, he announced, "Urgent report, Your Majesty. General Zhang Erfing has returned victorious and has now entered the south gate of the imperial city." Shintong lowered his head to look at his daughter, smiling as he said, "To think he made it back so swiftly. My ministers, come with me to welcome General Zhang Erfing's triumphant return." Everyone answered in unison, "Yes." Outside, several minor officials whispered among themselves, "I heard General Zhang Erfing is brave and unmatched in battle. He led 3,000 fierce soldiers and repeatedly defeated Enguha. The soldiers of Enguha are savage and cruel. They can even ride wolves. General Zhang Erfing fought the enemy with all his might. He truly deserves to be called a hero. His Majesty is so pleased that he's even bringing the little princess to personally welcome General Zhang Erfing. I wonder what reward His Majesty will grant him this time." As NAC passed by and heard them, she clutched the little pouch in her hand and thought, "If NAC wants to reward someone, then I can only give candy." When they arrived, Shintong spoke first. "Zhang Erfing, you've returned." Zhang Erfing knelt on one knee and respectfully replied, "This general greets Your Majesty." Shintong looked at him and continued, "You've traveled a long road through wind and dust. You've worked hard." NAC, who was being carried, immediately wriggled down by herself and walked over to greet him. "Uncle Zhang Erfing, long time no see." Zhang Erfing smiled warmly at her and replied, "Greetings, Your Highness." Shintong continued, "Zhang Erfing, I prepared a welcoming banquet for you in Zishan Hall. Return to your residence first and rest for now. Come to the banquet tonight." Zhang Erfing suddenly remembered something and urgently informed Shintong, "Your Majesty, aside from the prisoners of Enguha, this general also brought back one more thing." Shintong asked with interested curiosity, "Oh, and what is it?" Standing beside a cage covered with cloth, Zhang Erfing did not forget to warn everyone, "Your Majesty, Your Highness, please step back a little. The thing inside the cage is said to be extremely fierce." Behind her father, NAC felt something strange. A thought flashed through her mind. There was a presence that drew everyone's attention. Everyone watched nervously. When the cloth was pulled away, the figure inside the cage stunned them all, including NAC. Delighted, she exclaimed, "It's a beautiful big brother." Seeing her run toward the cage without the slightest caution, everyone became alarmed. NAC, "Little princess, you can't go over there." NAC looked at the young man inside the cage and leaned closer without fear, praising him openly. "Big brother, you're so pretty. You're barefoot like that. Aren't you cold?" The boy inside the cage studied her with a trace of suspicion, slowly looking her up and down. Then the little girl asked, "You must be hungry, right? This candy is really tasty too. Hurry and try it." The boy hesitated at first, but still reached out to take the candy from NAC. At the sight of this, Shintong could not help but panic and shout, NAC, come back at once." The eunuchs beside him grabbed his arms and legs, trying to dissuade him. "Your Majesty, you mustn't. Be careful. It's dangerous." The ragged boy in the cage bit into the candy and chewed. NAC asked, "It's good, right? There's more here." Before she could offer the next piece, a nearby guard suddenly made a threatening move. NAC looked at him in confusion. The bold guard snarled at her, "Come be buried with me, little girl." The guard shouted, "If I can kill the princess of the enemy state before I die, I won't have failed my emperor's trust." Godi. As he spoke, he swung his blade straight at NAC. Unaware of the danger, NAC only stood there wide-eyed. Everyone around her panicked. NAC, princess. The blade drew closer and closer to NAC. The soldiers and officials had no time to react and could only stand there frozen. Suddenly, the boy's hand silently reached out from the cage. NAC, not understanding, let out a small sound of confusion. At that very moment, a force from that thin, bony hand shoved NAC away. helping her avoid the guard strike. The guard was just as shocked, seeing that she had fallen backward and narrowly kept her life. He roared in anger. What? NAC, knocked backward, landed on her bottom, and let out a tiny cry of pain. Of course, that pain could not compare to the danger of nearly losing her life. But NAC still could not understand what had just happened. A long, pale arm instantly clamped around the guard's throat. The force was terrifying, nothing like that of a mere youth. Just as General Zhang Erfing had said, he truly was a vicious beast. Blood vessels bulged in the guard's eyes. They widened so far they looked ready to pop out. He could not speak and could only make choking sounds. The air went still, and only the cracking sound of the man's neck remained. The boy in the cage whispered something. Kill. No one understood what he meant. Standing beside them, NAC covered her eyes with both hands at the frightening sight. When it seemed everything had calmed down, NAC peeked through one eye. Only after squeezing hard enough did the boy finally release his hand, and the guard dropped to the ground at once. Shintong rushed over and cried. Then, trembling, he pulled her into his arms and comforted her. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Father is here. With Shintong looking even more frightened than she was, it was hard to tell who ought to be comforting whom. His face turned cold as he ordered, "Throw all these soldiers to the dogs." At those words, NAC struggled in the Emperor's arms. Father, no, don't. You can't kill people. Shintong had never once managed to win against his daughter, so he proposed another solution. Then let them clean the night soil buckets instead, all right? Hearing this, the men shouted, "We are warriors of Enguha. Our mission is to charge across the battlefield. Dog Emperor, if you make us scrub manure buckets, you might as well kill us." Even at a time like this, that pack of trash still dared to talk big. Shintong let out a cold laugh. So that means you're all in good health. Go scrub the manure buckets. After dealing with those soldiers, Shintong finally remembered what had just happened. Pointing at the youth in the iron cage, he asked, Zhang Erfeng, what's the story with this brat? Hearing the Emperor's question, Zhang Erfeng replied, Your Majesty, this general has heard of Nguha's cruel method of training the deadliest fighters. They throw children into wolf packs and make them fight. This boy was found while pursuing the enemy. He may be the Wolf King, the one who commands the pack. Though the youth was still young, the aura about him was truly dangerous. From the moment he appeared, his entire body had radiated killing intent, and it was not something he deliberately displayed, but something innate. After a moment of thought, Shintong said, I see. Then keep him for now. Nac understood at once and happily cried out, Father, Father! The little princess lifted her head, her big clear eyes full of pleading. Father, let Big Brother out, please. He saved Nac, so we have to repay him. If Father refused, then Nac would ignore him. Seeing how unbearably adorable his daughter looked, even the ruler of the whole nation had no choice but to surrender. Shintong pressed a hand weakly to his forehead and compromised. Fine, Zhang Erfeng, go open the cage. My daughter is simply too cute, he thought. The iron cage was opened. The handsome youth stepped out calmly on bare feet. Though his appearance was ragged and dirty, it could not stain his bearing. Then a bright, clear voice rang out. Big Brother. Over here, Nac waved at him, saying cheerfully, Thank you for saving Nac. Tomorrow, Nac will bring candy for you. Shintong picked Nac up and prepared to leave, instructing the general, Zhang Erfeng, since he saved Nac, I've decided to release him. I'm putting him in your hands to teach and discipline. But remember this, if he hurts anyone, you'll also be held responsible. General Zhang Erfeng immediately accepted the order. Yes, this general will certainly not fail your majesty's intentions. Before leaving, Shintong added, All right, take him away and have him changed into clean clothes. Nac smiled brightly and waved goodbye. Big Brother, remember to wear shoes. Up to this moment, the youth had not spoken a single word, but he had taken in every bit of it. Zhang Erfeng glanced at the youth. Come on. As if remembering something, he asked, Right? What is your name? At that, the youth immediately spoke. Shuiying. The moment he finished, he stepped forward and walked away first. Watching Shuiying's unhurried back, Zhang Erfeng called out, Wait, don't act on your own. He thought to himself, this boy is truly strange. At this moment, Shuiying paid no attention to the people around him. He was thinking only of the adorable little princess from earlier. Gaonak Ni, what a lovely name. 5 days later, inside the sleeping palace. An angry voice rang out. What do you mean the princess is gone? Hurry and find her. A palace maid tried to reassure her. Your Highness, please don't worry. Tong Tuesday has already gone a look. The little princess couldn't have gone far. The owner of that furious voice was the little princess's birth mother, concubine Tong Wai. She said irritably, that child, why did she run out by herself? Were none of you watching her? Send more people to look for her at once. Don't make a scene. If His Majesty learns the princess is missing, he'll fly into a terrible rage. There was still an hour left before the banquet at Qingshan Hall. In one of the gardens, Ko Nac hid behind a tree and heard the laughter of girls. In the distance, two children were playing together. The girl in orange said, I'm bored of pulling cats' tails. Cats have 9 lives anyway. Let's break the ice and throw it down. Okay. The other little girl found the idea amusing and agreed at once. Great idea. Hearing that, Ko Nac was startled and worried for the kitten. The little cat was about to be in danger. There was no other way. Nac had to use her power. The moment she said that, a series of cracking sounds rang out, and the tree she was standing by became completely encased in ice. The branches twisted and shot forward as though trying to wrap around the two little girls, making them scream in terror. Monster! There's a monster! There's a monster in the lake! Seeing the icy branches about to catch them, both girls shrieked and cried without stopping. Mother, save me. Wah. Over here, Ko Nac looked at the little white cat and asked with concern, Kitty, are you all right? It's okay now. Don't be scared, don't be scared. As she said this, the princess reached out to pet the cat and comfort it. Catching the scent of something unfamiliar approaching, the kitten mewed and sprang up into the tree. Once it had settled on a high branch and secured its safety, the cat let out a satisfied meow. Ko Nac did not understand what the kitten meant, so the little princess climbed up the tree after it, still wanting to comfort it. Don't be afraid, kitty. Nac will save you. The kitten was displeased and grumbled inwardly. Stay a little farther away from me. With her short little arms, Ko Nac reached for the cat. Just a little more. Elsewhere, the palace servants were still searching frantically for the little princess. Everyone shouted loudly for Ko Nac. Your Highness, where are you? They were all anxious because little Princess Ko Nac was the treasure of concubine Tong Wai, of the emperor, and even of the palace servants. Delaying the banquet was a minor matter. If anything happened to the princess, people would die for it. Over here, a sharp crack sounded as the branch snapped. Ko Nac slipped and fell. Seeing herself about to hit the ground, the little princess cried out in terror. Beside her was only the frozen lake. There was no way to breathe, and she had never felt such agony before. Just as Ka was about to give up and let herself fall, a figure rushed over and caught the little princess in his arms. Shui-ing said coolly, if I hadn't come, were you planning to fall into the lake? Seeing that her rescuer was the handsome older brother, Ka immediately brightened. Little brother, still holding her, Shui-ing asked, what is it now? Ka opened her palm and offered him a piece of candy. Ka just got this candy from noble consort Tong Wai. Here, this is a thank you gift for saving Ka. But how could she fool him? Shui-ing did not take the candy and only asked again, go on, what do you want? Seeing that her pitiful act and candy bribe had failed, Ka had no choice but to confess. Ah, little brother, can you help Ka? That kitten can't get down. The cat was still lying in the tree, but now it seemed to sense a frightening aura, and its meowing had grown weak and listless. So that was all. Shui-ing let out a sigh. Troublesome. Even so, he still helped Ka get the cat down. Shui-ing set the cat down in front of Ka. The little princess again reached out, tried to give him candy as thanks. Ka happily watched as Shui-ing finally accepted it. He unwrapped it and popped it into his mouth, thinking to himself that it was the same kind as last time. Suddenly, Ka started hopping around in front of him. Shui-ing had no idea what she was doing. At last, the little princess jumped up, braced herself against his shoulder, and plucked something from his head. Shui-ing asked in confusion, what is this? Ka replied, when Big Brother saved Mao Mao, it fell on your head. It turned out to be a flower petal that had landed on his head. Shui-ing froze slightly. Suddenly, he remembered a scene from before. Zhang Erfan had said to him, "Tu Min, the two of us have no child of our own. From now on, you will be our adopted son." The lady beside him had also smiled kindly. You should try changing that cold personality of yours. Try getting closer to other people. You have a name now. Coming back to himself, he lowered his head and said to Ka, I am Shui-ing. Ka immediately called him happily, Brother Shui-ing. After saying that, Lai Nam Ka ran off, not forgetting to wave goodbye. Nam Ka is leaving now. See you again. Shuang was left somewhat speechless. He looked at the red blossom in his hand, his gaze deep with thought. A faint smile touched his lips, and his fingers slowly closed around it. Meanwhile, back in the sleeping quarters, Lai Nam Ka hugged the cat tightly and pouted. Tong Tuesday, standing beside her, said, "Your Highness, this isn't a cat. It's clearly the white tiger gifted by the circus troupe." Just then, a voice rang out, "His Majesty has arrived." As though she had found her support, Lai Nam Ka cried out, "Papa!" The little princess ran straight toward Shintong, calling the whole way, "Papa, Papa!" In her hurry, Lai Nam Ka tripped and fell hard midway, startling everyone. Shintong immediately rushed over, lifted his daughter up, and asked Nam Ka what happened. Who bullied Nam Ka? Seeing the aggrieved look on his daughter's face, Shintong said coldly, "Tell father. Father will have their whole family beheaded." Li Nam Ka snifang. Nam Ka wants the little kitty, but mother won't allow it. At that moment, the noble consort stepped forward to explain, "Your Majesty, Nam Ka insists on keeping this white tiger, but I worry that once it grows up, what if it hurts her? It's too dangerous." I refused, and Nam Ka started crying. "I believe your Majesty should think of Nam Ka's safety first." Seeing her mother explain everything so plainly, Lai Nam Ka immediately used her pitiful little act on her father. And sure enough, Shun Tong declared firmly, "If she wants to raise it, then let her. I approve." The noble consort instantly flared up. Seeing this, the emperor said to the noble consort, "If Nam Ka likes it, let her keep it for now. This white tiger has only just been born. This is the best time to train it. If it grows familiar with people from a young age, it won't hurt anyone. When I was little, I even raised a monkey from the western regions." Lai Nam Ka's face brightened at once. "Thank you." The white tiger also seemed to understand and gave a cry from her arms. Shintong wiped away his daughter's tears and said, "Good girl, say, 'Thank you, father.'" Then he carried the little princess away. "Come on, the birthday banquet is about to begin." The noble consort and the palace servants all let out long sighs. How could they have forgotten? The emperor feared neither heaven nor earth, but he was terrified of seeing his daughter cry. One tear drop from her, and she would be showered with affection. In the vast Qiushui Hall, near Manhwa Palace, where the emperor resided, the princess's birthday banquet was being held. The place was spacious and grand. By then, nearly everyone had arrived, all of them dressed in splendid, noble attire. Once the consorts and the civil and military officials had taken their seats, the birthday feast began in lively fashion. Now it was time to choose a gift. The emperor carried Lai Nam Ka to the table where the presents were displayed. There were jewels, rare treasures, and exotic flowers. He said to his daughter, "Nam Ka, choose whichever gift you like. I will richly reward the one who gave it." Lai Nam Ka stood quietly before the table, thinking very seriously. Naturally, everyone around hoped their gift would be chosen, and they all called out, "Princess, choose mine. Choose mine. My gift suits your highness best." "Princess, mine was selected with the utmost care. Please grant this humble subject some face." As if sensing something, Lai Nam Ka suddenly widened her eyes. It was her. That aura was coming from that maid. In the distance, a maid stood silently watching everything. The air around her was dark and oppressive. Lai Nam Ka instantly confirmed it to herself. Bad thing. At once, the little princess climbed onto the pillar beside her, escaped the crowd surrounding her, and ran off somewhere. Seeing that strange behavior, everyone was flustered and confused. Shintong was the same, but he was more concerned for his daughter's safety. He shouted, "Nam Ka, be careful." Lai Nam Ka stopped when she reached the maid. The maid was startled when Lai Nam Ka suddenly ran up to her and asked in confusion, "Little princess, do you have some command for this servant?" Lai Nam Ka ignored the question and stared fixedly at the pouch hanging in front of the maid's waist. "It's here, the bad thing." Seeing this, the maid panicked. "Don't touch this." Seeing her daughter's unusual actions, the noble consort thought it over. Nam Ka had always been obedient and well-behaved. She would never make trouble for no reason. As her mother, she naturally understood her daughter's temperament well. So the noble consort ordered her servant, Tong Tuesday, "Go see what's inside this person's pouch." The servant immediately obeyed. "Yes, your highness." Realizing the situation was turning bad, the maid suddenly grabbed Lai Nam Ka by the collar and shouted, "Your highness, this is a deadly poison in my hand. Once it touches blood, it seals the throat. I can kill this child instantly." Seeing someone threaten his daughter's life, the emperor roared furiously, "Let Nam Ka go. Whatever you want, I can negotiate with you." The maid had clearly decided to fight to the bitter end. With a vicious expression, she said, "Shun Tong, you may be emperor, but you are cold-blooded and heartless. You do not deserve a peaceful death. I entered the palace to take your life, but I never expected this child to see through me." Lai Nam Ka was being held up high, and after enduring the discomfort for a while, she finally could not bear it any longer. Summoning all her strength, she blew hard at the scented pouch. A thick cloud of poisonous powder drifted into the air, stirred loose by the little princess's breath. The maid instantly realized things had gone terribly wrong. "Oh no, why is the poison blowing back toward me?" She had no time to cover her mouth before inhaling the toxic powder. Her face changed at once, and she screamed in despair, "No." Clutching her mouth, she fled in panic and flung Lai Nam Ka away. Fortunately, Tong Tuesday, who was nearby, rushed forward in time and caught the little girl, narrowly preventing disaster. By then, the poison had taken effect. The maid trembled violently in agony. Her eyes rolled back, blood spilled from her mouth, and her screams were miserable to hear. Lai Nam Ka's father and mother hurried over anxiously to Tong Tuesday, who was holding the child. With a steely expression, Shen Tong pulled his little daughter into his arms and said furiously, "How dare you lay hands on my precious treasure?" He shot a sharp look at the servants and ordered, "Drag this filthy corpse away and grind it to ashes for me." Nanak looked at her daughter with tears in her eyes. Seeing this, Lai Nam Ka comforted her, "Mother, father, it's all right." The little girl smiled happily and said, "Nam Ka protected the two of you." The court officials stared at one another in shock, whispering among themselves. If the princess hadn't discovered it so early then, another person added, "But how did the little princess notice it? Could it be the rumors are true?" People had long said that Lai Nam Ka was born under an auspicious sign, though no one knew whether it was real or not. First, the emperor had a strange dream. That night, snow fell heavily and strange signs appeared in the heavens. The next day, plum blossoms bloomed everywhere, and within moments, their fragrance spread for 10 miles without fading. Shintong still held his daughter tightly in his arms as he said to the servants, "You have all seen it. My Nam Ka is the lucky star sent by heaven. She can ward off calamity and disaster for me." He generously issued a decree. "On the princess's birthday, I hereby bestow upon her the title Jiawan." One official repeated, "A title?" Another said, "Once she has a title, she will also be granted a fief. The little princess will live a life free of worry from now on." With a tender, loving gaze, Shen Tong explained to his daughter, "Jiawang nourishes all living things. It is a supremely auspicious omen and represents divine blessing." He asked gently, "From now on, Nam Ka will be father's princess Jiawang." "All right," delighted, Lai Nam Ka threw both hands into the air and answered happily, "Yes, Jiawang. Nam Ka likes it." The little Lai Nam Ka sat obediently in her papa's arms as he continued, "I have figured it out. My daughter can have as many of these things as she wants. There's no need to choose anymore. Reward everyone who brought gifts." The officials all hurriedly knelt and thanked the emperor for his generosity, speaking in unison. "Your Majesty is wise." Zhang Erfeng, the little girl's grandfather, sat together with Shui Ying and also witnessed the lively cheers of the crowd. Shui Ying thought to himself, "Everything about that little girl makes it impossible not to notice her. Jiawang, huh?" Time passed to noon on the 10th day of the 12th month. Lai Nam Ka was fast asleep in a room filled with drifting fragrance, sleeping so soundly that she was even talking in her sleep. Suddenly, the crash of a glass cup shattering jolted her awake, and she called for her mother. Still drowsy, she rubbed her eyes and stepped out of the room. Peeking outside, she saw her mother standing by the door, trembling and looking utterly shaken as she said, "Has elder sister's illness really become this serious?" On the floor, someone was cleaning up the broken cup. Lai Nam Ka tugged at her mother's sleeve and asked, "Mother, what's wrong?" She thought about the person who had just left. It seemed to be a maid from the Empress's side. Nanak looked at her daughter and asked gently, "Did the noise wake Nam Ka?" "Mother is sorry." She bent down and stroked her daughter's head, explaining, "The Empress has been bedridden for many years, and Nam Ka knows that too. In the last few days, her illness has worsened. Mother is very worried about her." Lai Nam Ka looked worried as well, and asked, "Mother, Nam Ka is worried about Her Majesty too. Can you take Nam Ka to visit the Empress?" Her mother replied, "But if Nam Ka catches her sickly chi, your father will surely punish me." Lai Nam Ka shook her head stubbornly and smiled at her mother. "Mother is very worried about the Empress. Nam Ka knows. Let's sneak there and not tell father." Nanak let out a sigh that was 3 parts helplessness and 7 parts indulgence. She rubbed Namka's head and said, "All right then, we'll only sit for a little while and then come back." Holding her daughter, Nanak arrived with the maid outside the magnificent Fenji palace, from within which came the sound of coughing. Mother and daughter walked to the bedside. The person lying there said, "Nanak, is that you?" She replied, "Elder sister Lan, it's me. I brought Namka to see you." To the eye, the empress was still elegant and noble, yet she said, "It's been many days since we met. Look at me now. I can't even get out of bed anymore. Why did you bring Namka here too? What if this illness of mine is contagious and the child catches it? That won't do." Lai Namka stepped closer and comforted her. "Your Majesty, Namka won't get sick. It's all right." Taking both of the empress's hands, Lai Namka quietly activated her power. She said, "Namka believes you will definitely get better." It was as if 100 flowers were surrounding them both, and the empress was startled to realize that her breathing had truly become much easier. She smiled and said, "How wonderful. Seeing Namka, I don't know why, but my body feels much lighter too. If only I also had a daughter." At that moment, Lai Namka quietly stepped away, leaving room for her mother to speak with the empress. Her mother said, "Elder sister Lan, the first prince is also very outstanding. He's only still young and a bit impulsive. The first prince is usually away training and cannot stay by your side, but news still often comes back from the frontier. Elder sister Lan, you needn't worry too much." Meanwhile, little Lai Namka, now a curious baby on the move, wandered over to the window because she had smelled something fragrant outside. She poked her head out and unexpectedly discovered a palace maid doing something suspicious. The maid was holding a packet and pouring something into the empress's teapot. Alarmed, Lai Namka hurried back inside and shouted, "Mother, your Majesty, that palace maid outside put something in the empress's tea." Hearing this, her mother's brows immediately knit together. "Who dares?" The empress beside her said in shock, "The maid who brews my tea. Isn't that Kingy, the one who has always stayed by my side?" Nanak frowned as she thought, could that maid be trying to poison elder sister Lan? With a dangerous look on her face, she ordered, "Tong Tuesday, take the princess for a walk in the lion and tiger garden. I need to help her Majesty deal with a bit of household business." Tong Tuesday bowed and answered, "Yes, noble consort," and led the princess away. Worried, the little girl turned back and asked, "Mother, what's wrong?" As she led her away, Tong Tuesday said, "Your Highness, you still don't know, do you? Noble consort and Her Majesty have been close friends for many years. If anyone wants to harm Her Majesty, then they first have to get past noble consort." The empress grew even more anxious, her face changing as she hurriedly asked, "Nanak, what exactly is going on?" Nanak replied at once, "Elder sister Lan, leave everything to me. For now, just pretend to be asleep. No matter what you hear, don't get up. I'm going to teach that ungrateful wretch a lesson." After reassuring the empress, Nanak turned to the girl in green standing before her and asked, "You are Chingha, correct?" "King stammered, en noble consort." Nanak lightly raised a finger to her lips and said gently, "The empress is resting. Come here, I have something to ask you." Elsewhere, Lai Namka tugged on Tong Tuesday's hand and pleaded, "Sister Tong Tuesday, Namka wants to go find father." Hearing that, Tong Tuesday explained to Namka, "At this hour, His Majesty is in the imperial study handling state affairs, Your Highness." Namka's tiny face immediately filled with tears as she tugged harder on Tong Tuesday's hand. Mother went to vent anger for the empress, but Namka is worried about Mother. Namka is afraid something will happen to Mother. "Sister Tong Tuesday, let's hurry and find father." Tong Tuesday did not understand what was going on and thought to herself, what suddenly happened? Tong Tuesday quickly picked up Lai Namka and ran off to find Shin Tong. "Your Highness, don't worry. We're going to find His Majesty." A moment later, Tong Tuesday ran to a room. As soon as they arrived, Lai Namka burst into tears. "Wah, father, save us. Wah, father, save us." The moment that voice was heard, the whole room fell utterly silent. Inside the room, Shun Tong jerked as if struck by lightning and said, "What happened?" He immediately flicked his hand and threw something to the others. Shin Tong then rushed out and asked anxiously, "Why is my precious C crying?" Lai Namka stretched out her little hand and said aggrievedly, "Father, someone wants to harm Mother and C." Hearing this from his daughter, Shun Tong's gaze gradually turned cold. He held his daughter tightly and gently asked, "A maid beside the empress wants to harm my NAC?" Rubbing her eyes, Lai Namka told him it was the bad maid beside Empress Mother. Shun Tong continued soothing her. NAC, don't be afraid. Who would dare harm you?" He then turned to Tong Tuesday and asked for the full story. "Speak clearly." Tong Tuesday immediately dropped to her knees and explained everything to Shentong. Your Majesty, it was the little princess who discovered someone had poisoned the Empress's medicinal tea. Noble consort Nanak is currently interrogating the palace servants in the Empress's palace. Shentong fell silent in thought. That bunch of maids must be tired of living. He quickly made a decision. Go tell the noble consort there's no need to question them. Just kill them. Suddenly, Lai Nam Ka reached out and touched Shun Tong's cheek. Her eyes glistening with worry, she asked, "Is that sister a martial arts master?" Seeing this reaction from his daughter, Shun Tong immediately sensed that something was off. Such quick, familiar movements. It clearly wasn't the first time. It seemed there was something else behind this. Shun Tong took Lai Nam Ka's tiny hand and gently said, "Be good, NAC. Father understands. Go play somewhere else with Tong Tuesday. Father is going to see your mother." Li Nam Ka notet obedini. Tong Tuesday then led her away to play. Shun Tong's face turned icy. They dare make NAC cry from heartbreak. His voice was frigid. "Prepare my sedan. I'm going to Fingy Palace." However many tears she made NAC shed, I will make her repay with that much blood. Inside Fingy Palace, a place of great elegance and luxury, Nanak picked up a small teapot and held it to the lips of the Empress's attendant. "If you insist there is no poison in this tea, then perhaps I have wrongly accused you. In that case, prove it yourself." Chingha trembled non-stop and shrank back. No. She knocked the teapot from Nanak's hand. "No, I won't drink it." The teapot crashed to the floor and shattered into pieces. Nanak pressed on. "How dare you defy orders? Tell me, what exactly did you put in it? And who ordered you to do this?" Just then, a loud voice rang out. "His Majesty has arrived." Still kneeling on the floor, Chingha immediately crawled toward Shun Tong and begged, Your Majesty, save me." Seeing Chingha's actions, Nanak snapped, "You." Chingha clutched Shun Tong's leg and pleaded desperately, "Your Majesty, noble consort Nanak kept forcing this servant to put slow-acting poison into the medicinal tea the Empress drinks every day. When she discovered this servant was unwilling and did not dare do such a thing, she wanted to kill me to silence me. Please save me, Your Majesty." Shin Tong paused, then asked, "You're saying the noble consort ordered you to plot against the Empress?" Chingha's expression changed as she hurriedly explained, "Yes. Noble consort, Nanak usually pretends to have a good relationship with the Empress, but in truth, she wants to seize the position of Empress. Your Majesty, you must uphold justice for this servant." Chingha looked up at Shun Tong's face and sensed that something was wrong. "Your Majesty," Shin Tong smiled sinisterly. "How interesting. Noble consort Nanak went to such lengths to poison the Empress's medicine, yet she sent the little princess to ask me for help? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard." Shin Tong continued, "Everyone in the palace knows, or at least would never dare not believe that Empress Lan and noble consort Nanak are as close as sisters. Their relationship should have been one of bitter rivalry, like fire and water, fighting for power and favor. Yet after entering the palace, they relied on each other and were never once at odds." With that, Shintong gave an order. "Interrogate her tomorrow. Summon the entire harem to watch. If anyone shows fear, you know what to do." "Nyanlok not that." "Understand." Elsewhere in the Imperial Palace menagerie, a black bear was locked inside a cage. Holding Lai Nam Ka, Tong Tuesday said, "This fierce beast is too frightening. Princess, shall this servant carry your highness over to the rabbit carriage instead?" Lai Nam Ka pointed at the black bear. "Sister Tong Tuesday, the bear looks uncomfortable. Is it hungry? Can you have someone bring it some meat?" Tong Tuesday immediately did as Lai Nam Ka asked and waved someone over. "Shao Loazi, bring some meat here. Her Highness wants to watch the bear being fed." The boy answered at once, "Please wait a moment, Your Highness." Lai Nam Ka stood waiting, lightly sucking on her finger. Tong Tuesday turned to her and said, "Princess, Shao Loazi has gone to fetch the meat, so let's wait a little." Lai Nam Ka ran toward the cage and said cutely, Bear, be good. NAC is here to help you." Tong Tuesday nervously said, "Princess, black bears are very dangerous." At that moment, Shuang walked over and lightly touched Tong Tuesday's shoulder. "It's fine, let me." Tong Tuesday turned around and immediately recognized him. "Why, young Master Shui?" She thought to herself, "Why is he here?" By then, Lai Nam Ka had already moved close to the bear cage. She reached out and softly called, "Bear, bear." The black bear opened its mouth wide, ready to bite, when a voice rang out, "Don't move." The black bear still roared. Shuang stepped close to Lai Nam Ka and said in a low voice, "I told you not to move. Didn't you hear me?" Sang Su Jing, Li nam has my happy li. Brother Shuang. At that moment, the black bear also became much calmer. Shuang walked over and patted Lai Nam Ka's head. That was too dangerous. Lai Nam Ka puffed out her cheeks. Tong Tuesday, standing to one side, let out a breath of relief. You scare me to death. Young Master Shui, why are you here? Xiao Luozi behind them answered. Today, General Zhang Erfing brought young Master Shui here. I heard he wanted to test young Master Shui's ability to subdue fierce beasts. Lai Nam Ka looked toward the black bear and seemed to sense something. She turned to Shuang and said, Brother Shuang, Fiercey is uncomfortable. There's something in the fur around its neck that's hurting it badly. Shuang fell into thought. Once again, something no one else could notice. She always discovered the pain of animals and the malice of people. Shuang lifted a hand to stop Lai Nam Ka. Stay there. Don't move. He then walked over to the guard and said, Open the cage for me. The guard froze a little. Young Master Shui, this black beast is dangerous. Shuang said with complete confidence, Don't worry. I have a way to subdue it. After the cage was opened, Shuang slowly approached the black bear, despite its non-stop growling. Outside, Lai Nam Ka clasped her hands together and prayed. Brother Shuang, Essie won't let anything happen to you. You'll be fine. Shuang moved right up to the black bear. I only want to check your neck and see what's wrong with you. You're not allowed to move and not allowed to make a sound. Stay still. After a while, Shuang pulled out a broken arrow and thought to himself, so it's a broken arrow. No wonder it was enraged like this. He immediately removed the broken arrow from the bear's neck. He turned and said to Lai Nam Ka, Lai Nam Ka, you were right. How did you know there was an arrow in its neck? Sitting in Tong Tuesday's arms, Lai Nam Ka waved at him. Brother Shuang, come here. Shuang paused in a daze. He leaned close to her. What do you want to say? Lai Nam Ka broke into a radiant smile and rubbed Shui Ying's head. Brother Shuang, you really are a good person. Shuang was clearly taken aback when Lai Nam Ka suddenly patted his head. She smiled adorably and said, Thank you for helping Nac, and Fiercey. Praised by Lai Nam Ka, Shui Ying's face turned bright red. He touched his forehead. A good person, Shuang smiled faintly to himself. So someone would judge him that way. Suddenly, a faint whooshing sound came from the distance, and Shui Ying immediately sensed it. He quickly scanned the surroundings. Someone had been there just now. Shuang grabbed the guard by the collar and demanded, Besides me, who else has been in the beast garden today? The man, panicked and anxious, raised both hands and explained, Why, young master, today I'm the only eunuch left on duty in the beast garden. Shuang let go and released the guard. Seeing his unusual reaction, Tong Tuesday asked, Young Master Shui, what is it? Shuang warned her, Someone is watching us. They're probably up to no good. Be careful. Tong Tuesday asked uneasily, Young Master Shui, are you serious? Li nam ha gova dong du she mao te. Sister Tong Tuesday, don't be scared. With her little face full of seriousness, Lai Nam Ka said, NAC will protect you. Deeply movet dong du hiuet li nam ha dai li. Then Tong Tuesday will rely completely on the princess. The princess is so little, yet she already knows how to protect me. How precious. Squeezed in her embrace, Lai Nam Ka said, Sister Tong Tuesday, you're hugging too tight. Shuang decided to escort them back. I better take you back. Let's go. At Xiushui Hall, looking at the group in front of them, Tong Tuesday asked in confusion, Why are the Imperial Guards here? Could it be? Shuang, standing beside her, sighed. I'll stop here. Farewell. Lai Nam Ka raised her hand to wave goodbye. Bye-bye, Brother Shuang. Tong Tuesday smiled. She really ought to thank young Master Shui for his thoughtfulness. Seeing her mother, Lai Nam Ka dashed over. Mother, NAC is back. Tong Tuesday also ran after her. Your Majesty the Empress, are you all right? Nanak picked up Lai Nam Ka and said with a smile, It's fine. Everything has been handled. But for safety's sake, NAC must be obedient these next few days and must not go out alone. Tong Tuesday also stepped forward to report the matter of being watched. My lady, when this servant was bringing the little princess back, young Master Shui, General Zhang Erfing's adopted son, said someone had been following us and did not have good intentions. Nyanlok not that. General Zhang's adopted son has good instincts and is sharp enough. I understand. You may withdraw. After Tong Tuesday left, Nanak thought to herself, Qinghe may open her mouth under torture. Yet before dying, she shouted my name and NACs. I'm afraid that is a warning sign. First, they wanted to injure Sister Lawn. Then they wanted to make a move against my daughter. Who exactly is behind this? Late that night, Lai Nam Ka and her mother were sleeping soundly when Lai Nam Ka suddenly opened her eyes. It felt so cold. Looking around, she discovered that the window was still open. Why is the window open? Lai Nam Ka climbed out of bed and pulled the blanket back over her mother. Mother will catch a cold. Then she went to close the window. Suddenly, a stream of purple air blew in from outside. Lai Nam Ka immediately became alert. This aura, she judged inwardly. More bad stuff again. The next instant, an arrow filled with that purple aura shot straight toward Lai Nam Ka. Fortunately, a sword swept in and blocked the arrow before it could touch her. Don't even think of hurting my daughter. Have you ever heard of the Qiao family swordsmanship of Duke Xinghua's manor, unrivaled under heaven? I am the legitimate daughter of Duke Xinghua. Then Nanak continued attacking the assassin with her sword. Instinctively, the assassin raised his sword to block. He was filled with alarm. So fast. This really is the Qiao family sword style. Lai Nam Ka quickly searched for a place to hide. She recalled Tong Tuesday's earlier words. Princess, this is the sword her ladyship used to carry with her. Her ladyship was once famous for her superb swordsmanship, but if she continued wielding a sword now, the princess might get hurt, so she put this treasured sword away. Hiding off to one side, Lai Nam Ka smiled. Sister Tong Tuesday wasn't lying to me. Mother really is amazing. After exchanging blows for a while, the assassin was struck by Nanak. He staggered back, dropped to one knee, and clutched his chest, a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. Damn it, no one said this job would be this hard. If I'd known, I would have demanded more money. Nanak stepped forward and pressed her sword to the assassin's throat. If you know what's good for you, then tell me now who ordered you. She continued, I will spare your life. Though threatened, the assassin still shook his head firmly. So what if I tell you? Inwardly he thought, I miscalculated. I failed to investigate the situation properly. Just then, Lai Nam Ka's voice rang out. If you answer my mother, you'll get even more money. Hiding beside the table, Lai Nam Ka smiled. No matter how much they paid, we'll double it for you. Even so, the assassin shook his head. The Jianghu has its own rules. I absolutely cannot reveal my employer. If I fail the mission, I may not survive anyway. If you want to kill me, then kill me. Hearing her precious daughter make such an offer, Nanak was a little stunned. If the price doesn't work, then double it? Where did this child learn such extravagant spending? Lai Nam Ka continued with another offer. Then what if we don't ask for information? What if we simply hire you to assassinate the person who wants to assassinate us? Hearing that, the assassin hesitated and looked toward Nanak. At that moment, Nanak also spoke. Breaking into the noble consort's palace with a sword is already a capital crime. If I hand you over to the emperor now, he will certainly arrange cruel punishment to force you to talk. Nanak continued. The princess has already told you your only path to survival. If you truly kill the other party, I will definitely help you escape. Clutching his chest, the assassin said, I've killed people for years and ended hundreds of lives. Never once have I met anyone who bargained with me and asked me to kill my own employer. Nanak picked up Lai Nam Ka and said with a smile, Do you have a better choice? Hearing that, the assassin burst into laughter. Ha ha, you two noble ladies are truly wise. I admire you. Then he picked up his sword, turned, and left. Your lives are worth far more than a mere 1,000 taels. Watching the assassin's departing figure, Nanak fell silent for a moment. Then she called out, Zhangzi. In the next instant, a shadow appeared before her. I am here. Nanak ordered, follow the assassin who just left. See which palace he enters. The shadow guard Zhangzue knelt to receive the order. In Nanak's arms, Lai Nam Ka added, no need to catch him. After he leaves that place, quickly drive him toward the Imperial Guards on patrol. Zhang Zue immediately set off after the assassin. This servant obeys. As soon as Zhang Zue left, Tong Tuesday pushed the door open and rushed in. My lady, what happened? I think I heard someone else's voice. Nanak replied at once. Nothing much. There was only an assassin just now. Tong Tuesday's voice turned anxious. An assassin? Gee guards. My lady, I'll go get them. In Nanak's arms, Lai Nam Ka looked at Tong Tuesday and smiled. Sister Tong Tuesday, don't be afraid. Mother and NAC have already arranged a good show. Hearing that, Tong Tuesday was somewhat stunned. Assassin? Good show? It was one thing that her ladyship wasn't shocked, but even the little princess. Lai Nam Ka suddenly let out a big yawn. Nanak asked helplessly, NAC, are you sleepy? Though she was obviously very sleepy, Lai Nam Ka still struggled to stay awake. Not sleepy. NAC is very awake. NAC wants to watch the good show. I don't want to sleep. The child really was still just a child. Elsewhere, Consort Xiao was kneeling on the ground, desperately pleading with Shintong. Your Majesty, I truly do not know why someone ran out of my palace late at night. I know nothing of any assassin. Sitting above, Shintong replied coldly. There's no use saying more. Once my guards bring the man back for questioning, we'll know. Just then, a voice came from outside. The assassin has been captured. Immediately, the assassin was dragged before Shintong under the restraint of 2 men. The assassin turned his gaze toward Consort Xiao and said resentfully, If your highness had told me earlier that noble consort Nanak was so highly skilled in martial arts, I wouldn't have been injured and left unable to escape these guards. You were clearly hoping I would fail to kill the noble consort, which is why you deliberately hid the truth. Consort Xiao immediately retorted, Why, you're shamelessly slandering me. I never told you to do anything to the noble consort at all. Consort Xiao turned to Shintong and sobbed, Your Majesty, I've been framed. Shintong showed no mercy as he replied, The evidence is plain as day, and you still refuse to admit it? Fine. Let me ask you this. It was already deep into the night. Even I had finished handling state affairs and retired to rest. If you weren't waiting for news from someone, then why were you fully dressed at such a late hour? The scene shifted to Chioshui Palace. At that moment, Nanak was lulling Nam Ka to sleep when she saw Shintong approaching. Your Majesty, seeing that Nanak was about to bow, Shintong stepped forward to help her up and said, My beloved consort, there is no need for ceremony. I told them not to announce my arrival, so they wouldn't wake our daughter. You were wronged last night. I will make it up to both you and our daughter. Nanak smiled and said, Your Majesty, you overstated. Neither this concubine nor Nam Ka was harmed in any way. As long as the assassin has been dealt with, that is enough. Shintong continued, You needn't worry anymore. There is no longer any consort Xiao in the palace. Hearing those words from Shintong, Nanak looked at the sleeping Nam Ka and let out a sigh of relief. Then no one will try to poison Sister Lan anymore either. Just then, Wani knelt and reported to Shintong and Nanak, Your Majesty, Your Highness, Nanny who has arrived. She is waiting for the little princess to wake up. Shintong said in puzzlement, Nanny who? Nanak immediately explained to Shintong, Your Majesty, she is the nanny who teaches Nam Ka proper etiquette. Hearing that, Shintong started, What? Nanny who is here already? The two of them chatted pleasantly, unaware that the little princess was already half awake. Nanak walked over to Nam Ka and saw that her daughter still seemed to be asleep. She still hasn't woken up. Let Nanny who wait a little longer. Then Nanak rose and walked outside. The moment her mother left, Nam Ka shot upright, her little face filled with resistance. No, absolutely not. She could not meet Nanny Hu. She began thinking up a plan. Nam Ka had to find a way to escape. Nam Ka rolled off the bed, grabbed a brush, and wrote a note that said she had changed clothes and left quickly because she did not want to see Nanny Hu. After finishing, Nam Ka looked at the paper and smiled to herself. That way, Sister Wanin wouldn't get scolded. Nam Ka propped the chair back into place. She absolutely could not get caught again. At that moment, Nam Ka thought of Yi Siming, right? She would go to Brother Siming's house. Nam Ka began carrying out her escape plan. He would definitely protect her. At General Bai Yi's residence, the mistress of the house said, Master, did you bring Her Highness the Princess back with you? Bai Yi laughed accordingly. Listen to my explanation. Beside him, the little princess chirped, Greetings, Annie. Bai Yi recalled what had happened earlier. With tears welling in her eyes, Nam Ka had said, Nam Ka just wanted to come play at Uncle Bai Yi's house. Is that not allowed? Seeing the princess like that, Bai Yi truly couldn't resist. All right, princess. At least dry the rain off yourself first. After finishing the explanation, Bai Yi smiled helplessly at his wife. That's how it happened. I really had no choice. The mistress also said gently, Forget it. It is our blessing that the princess is willing to come. Meanwhile, Nam Ka looked around eagerly and immediately asked, Annie, where's Brother Simon? As soon as she asked, she happily added, Nam Ka wants to go play with him. At the mention of Yi Siming, the mistress looked a little troubled. Siming? He sleeps during the day. He probably hasn't woken up yet. His schedule seems impossible to make the same as ours. Hearing that, Nam Ka still saw no problem. Smiling brightly, she said, Then Nam Ka will go wake him up. That way he could be like everyone else. As the princess went off to look for Yi Siming's quarters, she thought to herself that Andy had said Brother Siming lived in the secluded part of the courtyard. Standing in the corridor and looking at the rain falling in the yard, the princess thought gloomily, If I go over there, I'll get wet. Then suddenly an idea flashed through her mind. The The princess took a deep breath and shouted at the top of her lungs, "Brother Simon, Brother Simon." Namka happily thought to herself, if I just call him out here, then I won't have to get wet in the rain. But after Namka's shout, the air remained silent. There was no reply. Refusing to give up, Namka took another deep breath and shouted even louder, "Yi Simon," calling him directly by name. Persistence paid off, and at last there was movement. A weak foot kicked the door open, and Yi Simon appeared, looking slightly annoyed as he said, "You're unbelievably noisy." The moment she saw him, Namka cried out, "Brother Simon." In her hurry to run to him, she slipped because of the rain. Just as her face was about to hit the ground, Yi Simon moved quickly and snatched Namka up. Yes, snatched, not caught. Namka looked at him with shining eyes and said, "Brother Simon, take Namka to your room so I can have a look." Yi Simon merely said, "Hold on tight," then carried the princess into the room. Inwardly, he also thought this child is way too light. The adorable Namka wrapped her arms around his face. Yi Simon seemed to catch a strange fragrance. The moment they stepped into the room, Namka's stomach growled. But the princess had no idea what embarrassment was, and said cheerfully to Yi Simon, "Brother Simon, Namka is hungry." Yi Simon glanced at her and asked, "What do you want to eat?" "Namka slaing gatian," something my mother makes. Before she could finish, she was kicked right out the door by Yi Simon. "Enough. Don't say any more. There's nothing like that here." The rain had stopped. Namka looked at Yi Simon standing in the courtyard and asked, "Brother Simon, what are you going to do?" Yi Simon replied indifferently, "Don't talk." The moment he finished speaking, he picked up a stone from the ground and hurled it hard at a tree branch. A little bird fell down. Seeing that, Namka said anxiously, "What are you doing?" Yi Simon calmly looked at the princess and said, "Didn't you say you were hungry? I'm getting you some meat." After hearing that, Namka could only cry miserably. So cruel. The little bird was so pitiful. Yi Simon didn't care in the least. As he roasted the bird, he said, "Then don't eat it." Namka stared at the golden brown roasted bird and its delicious aroma, her eyes shining and saliva nearly dripping. The little bird smells so good. Seeing her pitiful expression, Yi Simon was truly speechless. "Did you already forget what you just said?" Then he handed the plate of roasted bird to the princess. "All right, eat." The instant the plate was extended, the fragrance spread everywhere, and Namka could hardly hold back any longer. She immediately replied, Yi Simon could only fall silent before the princess. With a very sorrowful expression, Namka said, "Sorry, little sparrow, but I want to eat you." Then she promptly started devouring it. At the same time, back in the palace, Shun Tong shouted at the palace servants, "What exactly is going on? Who exactly is Nanny Who? Where did the princess go?" Standing behind him, Nanak quickly said, "Nanny Who is the princess's etiquette teacher. In the past, she used to cling to Nanny Who all the time. How did this suddenly?" Shun Tong coldly ordered, "Send people at once to find the princess. When she returns, I will ask what this Nanny Who business is about." Seeing the dark look on his face, everyone present was so frightened that they broke into cold sweat. At the general's residence, Nam Ka cried out contentedly, "I'm so full. Thank you, little sparrow, for being so tasty." Yi Simon looked at the princess helplessly. "Aren't you going back?" Nam Ka yawned and said, "In a little while." Nam Ka wants to stay with Brother Simon a bit longer. Yi Simon glanced at her. Before he could finish, Nam Ka had already collapsed against him and fallen asleep, still murmuring, "Brother Simon, you're all alone." It must feel very lonely. Seeing how peacefully she had fallen asleep, he could only go silent. As if dreaming of something, Nam Ka mumbled, "Uncle Bai, Ian Nam Ka. We're all Brother Simon's family now. Family has to protect each other. Nam Ka will protect you, brother." Yi Simon wondered, "Protect me?" A carriage stopped in front of the Bai residence. Bai lifted the curtain and said to his wife and Yi Simon, "I'll escort the princess safely back to the capital and return afterward. You all have dinner first." Sitting in the carriage, Nam Ka called out loudly in farewell, "Auntie, Brother Simon, Nam Ka is going home now. Nam Ka had so much fun today." The mistress also waved back at the princess. "Your Highness the Princess, come play again when you have the chance." Seeing Yi Simon standing there silently without saying a word, she reminded him, "Simon, hurry and say goodbye to the princess." Nam Ka sat in the carriage, her eyes full of expectation. At last, Yi Simon lifted his noble hand and gave a slight wave, still refusing to speak. But for Nam Ka, even that was enough. Secretly, she thought of meeting him again. With that thought, Namka enthusiastically blew him a kiss. The mistress remained standing there to see her off to the very end, while Yi Siming had already turned and gone back inside. As soon as he entered his room, Yi Siming slapped a hand over his face and let out a sigh of relief. She's finally gone. He took out his sword and began wiping it clean. Suddenly, a sharp pain struck his heart, and in his mind appeared the vague image of a dog with blazing eyes. Again, Yi Siming's body trembled violently, and he gripped the table with all his strength. Pain surged through his entire body. Before his eyes were red-eyed ghosts. He thought, have the evil spirits of the Asura realm come after me again? Then, out of nowhere, Namka's adorable face appeared in his mind, saying, Brother Siming, Namka will protect you. Trembling, he grabbed the blanket and held it tightly to his chest. It still carried Namka's sweet scent, and that fragrance caused the evil force to dissipate. He blinked and thought to himself, it can actually calm the pain. As the agony subsided, he smiled faintly in relief. This little girl isn't only good at crying after all. The next day, in the bedchamber, Nanak said to Namka, who was nibbling on a pastry across from her, no matter what, today you must explain everything clearly to Mother. Do you understand? Namka widened her eyes and let out a frightened little ah. Seeing that, Nanak asked, why don't you want to see Nanny who? Didn't you used to like her the most? While chewing, Namka explained, because last time Nanny who said Namka's little tummy had gotten round from eating too much. But all of that food was made by Mother for Namka. It was Mother's love. I couldn't possibly not eat it. After hearing that, Nanak understood the issue and covered her mouth with a laugh. So that's what it was. Nanak took a handkerchief and wiped Namka's mouth, then said to the maid behind her, Wanin, summon Nanny Hu in. Nanny, who was already advanced in years, arranged for her to leave the palace. Wanin immediately answered, Yes, Your Highness. A little while later, Nanny Hu came in to pay her respects. This old servant greets noble consort Nanak and greets Your Highness the Princess. Nyanlok spoke. Nanny Hu, originally I had intended to keep you for a few more years. After all, Nua was always very close to you in the past. But considering your age now, it will be better for you to return home and enjoy your later years in peace. Nua has also grown up. Starting today, you may leave the palace. Hearing that, Nanny, who was somewhat surprised, but quickly calmed herself and replied, This servant thanks Your Highness for your grace. Nanak looked at Namka and asked, Nua, is there anything you want to say to Nanny Hu? Namka clenched her teeth and tightened her fists, then finally said, No. Nanny Hu, goodbye. Nanny Hu kowtowed. This servant thanks the princess. Outside the palace, a carriage slowly rolled away. As a soldier was helping Nanny Hu into the carriage, a loud voice suddenly called out, Nanny Hu. Namka shouted for her. Nanny Hu. Nanny Hu turned in surprise and said, Princess, why did you run out here alone? Namka threw her arms around Nanny Hu and sobbed. Nanny Hu, I'm sorry. Namka doesn't dislike you. Namka only hoped Mother would let you leave the palace. Nanny wanted to go home and see your newborn grandson. Namka knew that, but because of Namka, Mother wanted to keep Nanny in the palace. So Namka could only lie to Mother and say that I didn't like Nanny Hu anymore. Moved, Nanny Hu wiped Namka's tears away. With eyes glistening with tears, Namka said, Actually, Namka likes Nanny very much. Very, very much. Nanny Hu recalled the time when Namka had been much smaller than she was now. Looking at little Namka, who had just learned to toddle, she had cautioned, Princess, slowly. She remembered the time she had fanned the princess to sleep and comforted her. Princess, don't be afraid. This old servant is not hurt. It is enough as long as the princess is safe. From behind, Namka shouted, Nanny must take good care of yourself. Namka will miss you, and you have to miss Namka too. Sitting in the carriage, Nanny Hu wiped away her tears. All right, princess, don't worry. This old servant will watch over the princess as she grows up. Namha waiva. Goodbye, Nanny. If there's a chance in the future. A gaze from an upper floor silently observed everything. He turned to Yi Siming and said, The princess is truly clever. No wonder His Majesty has already begun thinking about sending her to study. For some reason, the noble consort specifically named you as the princess's guard. Today, your summons to the palace is for precisely this matter. He continued, instructing Yi Siming, who still stood motionless beside him. In a moment, we'll go to the martial arena, where the imperial guards will spar with you. His Majesty and the noble consort will observe in person. Saying this, he sighed again. I know you dislike interacting with others. This request from a noble consort was indeed quite unexpected. At last, Yi Siming spoke. As long as I defeat everyone in the martial arena, that will be enough, right? Bai Yi was startled. What did you say? Yi Siming curled his lips into a smile. As long as I defeat everyone, I can go study with the princess. Is that right? The palace guards were all experts. No one knew whether they would show Yi Siming any mercy. But he thought to himself, even though Siming's skills are extraordinary, I'm afraid he may still fall a little short. But he lifted a hand to his chin, somewhat worried. If something happens to Siming, then even right in front of His Majesty and the princess, his hand clenched and trembled. No matter what, I must stop in time. Then a loud shout rang out, "Stop! Stop!" causing the attendants, the emperor, and even the princess to freeze in surprise. But he kept shouting, "Stop at once. You can't humiliate people like this. His Majesty and the princess are watching. Hurry and take your foot off him, Siming." Yi Siming, expression unchanged, looked at the groaning people beneath his feet and said, "He's just a defeated loser under my foot. He was the one who attacked first." The princess turned her head and peeked secretly. She hugged him tightly and said, "Namka also thinks those guard uncles shouldn't have attacked first, but Brother Siming still won. So amazing." His Majesty immediately agreed. "That's right. Nonoi Skoreth. By E, you've taught him well." Bai Yi respectfully bowed his head. "Thank you, Your Majesty. This minister will further train Siming and bring him here again in 3 days." Nam Ka asked innocently, "Uncle Bai, why do we have to wait 3 days? Can Brother Siming stay with Nua today?" Bai looked disappointed. "Princess, His Majesty has arranged for Siming to become the guard who accompanies you to study in the future. For now, he still needs to enter the palace every 3 days for training." Shintong reached out and stroked the princess's head comfortingly. "Father is naturally doing this for your sake. If Yi Siming is not properly trained and cultivated into the finest guard, then how could he possibly protect you?" Nam Ka hurriedly turned to face her father, her eyes sparkling. "Brother Siming is a person, not some fierce beast for father to raise. Besides, Nam Ka's guard has to be someone Nam Ka likes. Father, don't call in the Imperial Guards to fight him anymore. Let Brother Siming stay with Nam Ka." He immediately softened at his daughter's cuteness and gave the order, Nua is right. The princess's guard must naturally be someone who satisfies the princess. Yi Siming no longer needs any training. Starting today, he will accompany Nua, but he still maintained respectful etiquette before his sovereign. "Your Majesty, is that truly appropriate?" Siming has not yet learned any court etiquette. Shintong sized, Siming up from head to toe. "It's fine. I also want to see what his temperament is like. Being able to live in harmony with the princess is more important. If he can't get along with her, then he doesn't need to be a guard anymore." Nam Ka threw her arms around her father, unafraid to show affection in front of everyone. Nam Ka likes father. Since Brother Siming is here now, let him play with Nam Ka today. The emperor laughed heartily at the princess's affection. "Ha ha ha. My Nam Ka can say whatever she wants. Chu and Shou, go inform the noble consort." Everyone marveled at how formidable the princess was. Bai Yi leaned close to Yi Siming's ear and reminded him softly, "Siming, you heard His Majesty's words." He thought to himself, "Little ancestor, please don't say no at a time like this." Yi Siming understood and spoke up. "So today, I am to stay by the princess's side in the capacity of a guard, correct?" Yi Siming lowered his head. "I accept." Bai Yi finally let out a breath of relief. But he still asked for Yi Siming's true thoughts. "You really don't mind? Don't you usually find being around others troublesome?" Yi Siming did not argue. "It is troublesome, but the princess once helped me. I don't want to owe anyone." Nam Ka made a subtle gesture to Yi Siming. Bai Yi was confused, but Yi Siming suddenly felt much calmer. Although he did not know how she did it, she really could help suppress the evil energy inside him. How strange, this line Nam Ka. Yi Siming strode after her. "Although I don't want to admit it, the moment I think of someone else standing beside you and protecting you instead of me, I get very irritated." Nam Ka immediately raised a handkerchief to her nose and sneezed. Noble consort Nanak pulled the princess into her arms, deeply worried. "Nua, are you cold?" The little princess comforted her mother. But once I play with Brother Siming, Nam Ka will warm right up." "Mother, where are we going?" "Mother is taking you to visit the Empress." Nam Ka asked with concern. "Has Her Majesty the Empress recovered yet?" Nanak answered gently, "Not yet, which is why she needs new palace maids to attend to her. Our Nua is a little lucky star. Help Mother choose a maid with good fortune for the Empress. This time, we absolutely cannot pick a bad person, all right?" The princess immediately agreed happily. All right, mother, but when we come back, you have to give Nam Ka 2 candies. Nanak carried the princess and prepared to head out. Nuanua was asking for candy again. Nam Ka hurriedly corrected herself. No, that's not it. Nam Ka wants to save them for Brother Simon next time. Last time, he treated Nam Ka to some. She secretly turned back to look at Yi Siming following behind. This boy is really obedient. Even after following the sedan this far, he doesn't look unwilling at all. Nam Ka was still immersed in her own chatter, praising him with complete certainty. Little Sparrow, listen, I'm thanking you, so don't chirp. The last time I went to play at Uncle Bai's house, Brother Siming even treated Nam Ka to roasted bird meat. It was delicious. Suddenly, both of them halted. The princess looked ahead and asked, Mother, who is that? Nanak followed the princess's gaze and looked ahead. That is the supervising eunuch, leading the palace maids here for selection for Her Majesty the Empress. Yu stepped up the stairs, but suddenly the hairpin in her hair slipped out, startling her. Yi Siming saw it and hesitated slightly as her jade hairpin shattered into pieces in front of the assembled palace maids. Jaju Luke displaceth. What bad luck! Then, unexpectedly, a palace maid stepped forward, knelt down, picked up the hairpin, and respectfully presented it with both hands before Yu. She pleaded, Your Highness the noble consort, please bestow this lucky hairpin upon this servant. Yu looked at her and asked, The hairpin is broken. Its meaning is inauspicious. Why do you call it a lucky hairpin? When this hairpin broke, it took all misfortune with it. What remains on it now must surely be only your highness's good fortune. This servant begs for heaven-blessing fortune from your highness. Yu smiled in satisfaction at the girl's response and thought, clever enough. She should be able to take good care of Sister Lawn. Then she cheerfully asked the princess, Nuanua, which palace maid do you think is good? In Nam Ka's eyes, however, the maid in front of her was surrounded by dark, gloomy energy. This older sister is a little bad. The princess looked farther away and saw spiritual energy surrounding someone else. Nam Ka thinks the older sister in the back is good. An attendant whispered softly to Nanak, Your Highness, that is the daughter of official Mu Long Mu. Yu confirmed the information. It was the Mu family, obsessed with cultivating the Tao, who had been punished because of their arts. The princess hopped down and ran toward the palace made with a good spiritual aura, calling out, Sister Mu, come here. Yi Siming immediately moved to shield the princess from the maid. Princess, this servant would not dare. I would not dare be presumptuous. The girl was suddenly frightened by Yi Siming, as if he were ready to fight at any moment to protect the princess. Left Gentleman Mu was fond of Tao cultivation, and his greatest wish had always been to pursue immortality. He had achieved some small success, but because of personal grudges, his colleagues seized the chance to falsely accuse the Mu family of using evil arts to curse them. Official Mu was wrongly convicted and thrown into the imperial prison for life. The men of the family were sent to the army, and the women entered the palace as servants. Naturally, Mu Shujin, the Mu family's young lady, kept quiet about her Taoist abilities around others, especially in such a frightening situation, with Yi Siming staring at her like a wolf sniffing out prey. The attendant pushed Mu Shujin forward and scolded her. How dare you show disrespect to the princess? Hurry over there. She immediately bowed submissively before Nam Ka. Seeing her trembling, the princess lowered her voice and said, Sister Mu, there's no need to pretend anymore. You cultivate the Tao, don't you? Mu Shahin looked at the princess in shock. How does your highness know? Since entering the palace, this is the first time anyone has discovered my secret. Nam Ka was delighted, her whole face bright. There's light on you. Nam Ka knows. People who cultivate the Tao all have light. You also saw that if my mother chooses that unlucky older sister, she will bring misfortune, right? Mu Shujin was stunned by how thoroughly the princess had seen through everything. So the princess had noticed the abnormality long ago. She explained more carefully so the princess would understand. Ayun herself does not know that she is entangled in bad luck, so I followed along, hoping to try and dissolve some of it. Nam Ka took Mu Shujin's hand. It seems my mother likes Sister Ayun very much. She will probably choose her as Her Majesty the Empress's maid. Sister Mu, stay too. Don't let that person's bad luck cling to Her Majesty the Empress. Having seen through her, the princess struck directly at the heart. Don't you also hope your family will have a chance to be valued again and to prove yourself as an upright Tao cultivator? Nam Ka held her hand so she could not retreat. The two of you must remember to take good care of the Empress. Hearing this, Yu indulged the princess's wishes and gave the order. Since Nuanua has spoken, then take both of them to see the Empress. Everyone else may disperse. She watched the backs of the two palace maids with some confusion in her heart. Nua rarely took the initiative like this. Surely there wouldn't be a problem. She just did not understand why the girl had taken a liking to the daughter of a condemned official. Suddenly, the maid behind her spoke up. "Your Highness, His Majesty has sent a sedan chair to fetch the princess. He says there is an urgent matter requiring the princess to go at once. It seems the matter Censor Zhang has been investigating has produced some clues." Meanwhile, the princess was very pleased with herself for having found two palace maids for the Empress. Father needs Nam Ka's help again. Then this time Nam Ka wants 4 candies. The maid carefully helped the princess into the sedan. Yi Siming stood there with his arms crossed, looking puzzled. She was the little princess most favored by all. If she thought someone was a problem, couldn't she just tell the noble consort directly? The princess explained, "Brother Siming, you don't understand. Although mother treats Nam Ka very well, if I ask for too much, it will be seen as childish willfulness." Lai Nam Ka immediately put on a smug little expression. Nam Ka has to pay attention to her own reputation. Yi Siming could not help laughing. "How old are you? What reputation could you possibly have?" The princess puffed up her cheeks and stuck her head out of the sedan. "Nam Ka has won. Nam Ka is an obedient and sensible princess." Standing outside the sedan, Yi Siming coaxed her. All right. As your Highness says, please don't be angry. Hurry out of the sedan." Seeing Lai Nam Ka like that, Yi Siming felt a bloom of warmth in his heart. When this little girl puffed her cheeks out, she looked just like a tiny quail. In the imperial study, Shentong held the little princess in his arms and frowned at the minister before him. "You originally intended to take your daughter along to attend the banquet, but her age is close to my Nuan's." The official lowered his head and replied, "My daughter would never dare compare herself to the princess. But in terms of age, they are indeed similar." He looked lovingly at his tiny princess. "I have decided to let you go to the banquet in your daughter's place. That day, all the officials will know that I value her, and no one will be suspicious. Nua is already 3 years old. It is time for her to start seeing the deceit of this world." The princess was extremely excited. Nam Ka is willing to go with father and beat up the bad people. "What kind of people are they?" The official continued, replying to your Highness, His Majesty ordered this minister to investigate over the past few days, and I discovered a case of buying and selling official posts. A wealthy man has taken the place of a poor scholar. I've already found out that the one selling the post is connected to the Minister of Justice. After hearing him, Nam Ka cast a judgmental look. This bad man was deceitful after all, truly awful. The official added, and in the next few days, there will be a banquet attended by court officials and wealthy merchants. Gue Yongwang is the one who bought the office. The scene shifted to 2 carriages brushing too close together and causing an accident. The son of the Leaf family stepped down from his carriage and immediately stirred up a commotion. "Stop the carriage." Which lowborn bastard dared crash into this young master's carriage? Yi Siming, inside the carriage, pulled back the curtain and looked at him without the slightest fear. What a coincidence. Isn't this someone from the Gue family? To explain, this had started half an hour earlier. His Majesty had been sending Nam Ka back, but the princess wanted to go play. Nam Ka helped father finish his business. "So, Brother Siming, let's go play." He warned her, "Nanua, it's snowing today. Don't run too far." The princess grabbed Yi Siming's hand and tried to drag him away, clearly not intending to listen. Nam Ka is taking Brother Siming to Lion Tiger Mountain to see the little cats. Yi Siming asked, "What is there to see about the cats on Lion Tiger Mountain?" "Li Nam Ka gets the Mitstioli. So let's sneak out and play." She chattered nonstop about how fun it was outside the palace. There are lantern fairs, lion dances, poetry gatherings, people smashing stones on their chests, and lots of delicious food. Nam Ka can eat from one end of the street to the other until my little tummy is round and full. Yesimink suko food. "Oh, so you actually just want to go out and eat." The princess said, "Brother Siming, you don't go out much, do you? It's really fun outside. Today Nam Ka will take you around until you've had your fill. But don't tell father, okay? And not Uncle Bai either." Yi Siming narrowed his eyes, startled by the contrast between the princess's appearance and her words. Who exactly was this little girl? Was she really only 3 years old? The two suddenly stopped when the princess suddenly remembered something. She turned around and spread her arms in front of Yi Siming. "If we want to sneak away to play, Brother Siming, carry me over there." The princess acted spoiled with all her might. "Brother Siming, my arms are tired already." Yi Siming snorted with laughter. Maybe I really was overthinking. She is only 3 years old. He bent down and picked Lai Nam Ka up. "Stop fussing. Show me the way then. Back in the present, the Lee family's son stood there with his arms folded, throwing his weight around arrogantly. Where are you supposed to be? With a carriage this shabby, you dare come onto the bridge near the Imperial Palace? If I crashed into you, that's me looking down on you. Get lost. Just the pocket change this young master throws out would be enough to crush you. The princess openly showed her displeasure. This man was truly hateful. Yisimink stopether. Sit still. I'll handle it. The moment a smile touched his lips, he struck, sending the Lee family's son tumbling into the river below the bridge. The man screamed, he dared hit me. Hurry up and teach him a lesson. The two servants immediately wheeled around toward Yi Siming, preparing to attack. Yi Siming taunted them. You want to fight? Is that it? Don't waste my time. However many of you there are, come at me together. Provoked beyond endurance, the servants all raised their sticks and rushed Yi Siming. This brat's crazy. Teach him a lesson, so next time he hears our young master's name, he'll be scared out of his wits. Yi Siming answered coolly, you talk too much. Come at me together. Inwardly, he calculated that he first needed to draw them farther away from the carriage. On the other side, the young master who had fallen into the water grabbed the bridge supports and climbed back up, pointing furiously as he shouted, there's still someone in his carriage. Go together. Don't let a single one off. With nimble movements, Yi Siming quickly defeated several of the attendants. He glanced toward Nam Ka, who was still sitting in the carriage, and clenched his teeth with a low huff. Just then, another man had already run to the carriage where Nam Ka was inside. He pulled open the curtain and grinned. So it's just a little girl. Nam Ka was astonishingly calm, not frightened in the least. She asked gently, Oh, were you looking for Nam Ka? The shameless man leered at her and smiled sinisterly. Little girl, coming back with me to be a child bride wouldn't be bad. Hearing that, Nam Ka let out a soft sigh. She looked straight at the man and said, You're such a bad person. Nam Ka wants to punish you. She raised her hand and used some kind of spell. Out of nowhere, a horse suddenly let out a loud neigh. It charged forward at great speed and kicked the shameless man, snapping his bones. Another accomplice saw his companion coughing blood and lying motionless on the ground and cried out in alarm, What happened? At that moment, Yi Siming flashed over to his side, still calm enough to glance at others. The man reacted quickly too, grabbing a weapon and swinging it at Yi Siming. Unfortunately for him, Yi Siming was faster. He slashed through the man's hand with his blade, then drove a kick straight into his stomach. After delivering that vicious kick, Yi Siming smiled in complete satisfaction. Another servant, beaten black and blue, saw Yi Siming approaching and hurriedly begged, Hero, spare me, spare me. Yi Siming walked over and said in a low voice, Do you know who it is you try to harm? If you don't kneel and beg forgiveness, I'll slice the flesh off your body. Yi Siming's gaze was dark and terrifying. The only one allowed to bully her is me. The servant was already utterly terrified. He dropped to his knees and cried as he begged, Please spare me, please. I have an old mother above and young children below. Seeing the servant panic, Yi Siming was instinctively seized by his inner demon. Not good. The smell of blood again. Another scene of carnage. Could it be that in this life, too, he would never escape the shackles of his inner demon? By now, Yi Siming's eyes had turned completely blood red. With blade in hand, he walked toward the servant, who was kneeling on the ground and trembling non-stop. Like a soulless person, Yi Siming looked around with detached eyes. Kill all of you. Fortunately, he still retained a trace of awareness. But why was the pain in his chest so unbearable? Then a faint fragrance drifted over, making Yi Siming pause. This scent, whose was it? Nam Ka stepped out from the carriage and called, Brother Siming. Her voice reached him, and Yi Siming immediately realized it was Lai Nam Ka. Looking at Nam Ka's face, full of worry, Yi Siming slowly regained his senses. It was Lai Nam Ka. Another wave of conflicting thoughts surged through Yi Siming's mind. Before, just killing a sparrow had frightened her into tears. If Nam Ka were to see him kill someone today, he didn't even know what she would look like if she cried. Yet strangely, he couldn't bear to see her cry. At that thought, Yi Siming gradually calmed down. A moment later, he finally broke free from his inner demon. Clearly, it was only a minor nuisance. He grabbed one of the servants, then hurled him back toward the others and said, You're getting off easy this time. Get lost. The young master standing to the side flew into a rage, glaring at Yi Siming as he shouted, If you've got guts, leave your name behind. This young master will make sure you're dead one day. Cowardly bastard. If you have any skill, then don't run. No matter how much the young master yelled, Yi Siming paid him little mind. Instead, he turned to Nam Ka and asked, Did that scare you? With a bright smile on her little face, Nam-Ka replied, "Not at all. Big Brother Siming's martial arts are amazing." She waved her tiny hand around, looking absolutely adorable. Nam-Ka thinks father doesn't need to make Big Brother Siming practice martial arts at all. Bringing Big Brother Siming out to play was definitely a great idea. Yi Siming smiled at Nam-Ka's cute behavior. "Obviously, you didn't bring me along. I followed you." Puffing out her cheeks, Nam-Ka said coquettishly, "Big Brother Siming, you're no fun right now." Elsewhere, one of the bruised and battered servants said, "Young master, let's hurry home and change your clothes." The young master, still fearless, sneered, "You follow them. I'll take the others back to the residence and call for more men. I refuse to believe I can't beat these two little brats to death." The servant continued, trying to persuade him. "Young master, we've only just arrived in the capital and still aren't familiar with life here. What if we offend some important person?" Not only did the young master refuse to listen, he slapped the servant and said stubbornly, "Useless trash. What are you afraid of? Go already. If anything happens, my father will back me up. If anyone dares disobey this young master now, I'll beat you to death." The scene shifted to a tea house. Nam-Ka said to Yi Siming, "Big Brother Siming, this is my favorite tea house. There aren't many people, but they're very warm and welcoming. Most importantly, the pastries are delicious." Yi Siming let out a soft breath and replied, "The delicious pastries are the real point, aren't they?" Nam-Ka pointed to the seats. "Big Brother Siming, sit down quickly. I don't know what you're talking about." Then she began ordering one item after another, one pot of pu'er tea, and mung bean cakes, and all the other pastries Nam-Ka wants too. "Only children choose. Nam-Ka wants 2 of each." The waiter cheerfully agreed. "All right." Watching Nam-Ka order, Yi Siming thought to himself, "Aren't you a child too?" Resting his cheek in one hand, he looked out the window and suddenly spotted something. Those people. Seeing the commotion, Nam-Ka also leaned out and said happily, "Ah, they're handing out porridge. Big Brother Siming, this was my suggestion to father. If those bad people are put to work distributing porridge, maybe it can teach and reform them." Yi Siming thought differently. He shook his head and said, "If someone is dishonest by nature, how can they give up something ingrained in their bones just because they're handing out porridge? If the officers weren't watching, they probably would have overturned the porridge pot by now." Nam-Ka found that reasonable and agreed with Yi Siming's view. "That does seem possible. Ah, it's too far away. I can't see clearly." After thinking for a moment, she suddenly said, "I've got it. Big Brother Siming, let's dress up as beggars and pretend to ask for porridge." Nam-Ka happily pulled Yi Siming's hand. "Big Brother Siming, come over here quickly." Yi Siming indulged her and reluctantly followed. How'd this turn into this? In Yi Siming's memories, this little princess had been spoiled since birth and had never suffered even the slightest hardship. A waiter came over to Nam-Ka carrying a set of clothes. "Miss, here are the clothes you asked for." Watching Nam-Ka's actions, Yi Siming thought silently to himself that she was actually asking the waiter for a set of ragged clothes because of a group of commoners who had nothing to do with her. The memory ended. At this moment, Nam-Ka and Yi Siming were already dressed in ragged clothes, waiting to receive porridge. The man distributing the porridge shouted to everyone, "Line up. All of you, line up properly for me." Looking at the crowd lining up for porridge, Yi Siming said suspiciously, "Strange. The people coming to receive porridge are all young adults." Nam-Ka offered a guess. "Maybe because it's winter, so the elderly and children are all resting at home." Yi Siming sensed something and patted Nam-Ka's head as he said, "Stay right here." Not understanding, Nam-Ka asked, "Big Brother Siming, where are you going?" Just then, a middle-aged man walked over to Nam-Ka and asked kindly, "Little girl, why did you and your brother come here for porridge? Where are your elders?" Thinking quickly, Nam-Ka answered, "Uncle, things aren't very convenient for a family right now." Hearing that, the middle-aged man stood up and sighed. "You two have really had a hard, but you and your brother both look so young. It'll be hard for you to get any porridge like this." Not understanding what he meant, Nam-Ka asked why. The middle-aged man explained to her, "The people handing out porridge are all hoodlums from nearby. They're used to bullying people and have no sense of reason. Everyone is afraid of them. Even though having porridge to eat is a good thing, whether or not you can safely bring that porridge home is another matter." Just as he said, the porridge distributor was extremely arrogant and overbearing. "What are you looking at, you outsiders?" Nam-Ka smiled and said to the middle-aged man, "Uncle, don't worry. The world is flourishing now. If anything happens, the officers will definitely help us." The middle-aged man smiled and replied, "I hope so, just like you said, little girl." At that moment, Yi Siming came over and asked Nam-Ka, "What were you talking about?" Nam-Ka immediately asked, "Big Brother Siming, where did you go?" Yi Siming held out a roasted sweet potato to her. This is for you. Nam Ka smiled happily and said, wow, it's hot. Just then, an angry shout rang out. Hey, you stinking scholar. It's your turn. Are you taking porridge or not? If not, get lost. I've been calling you for half the day and you didn't answer. Are you deaf? The middle-aged man quickly stepped forward to receive the porridge. Coming, I'm here. Right after the middle-aged man received his porridge, countless gloomy eyes from a corner fixed on him. Yi Siming cast a glance their way and noticed their movements. Now, it was Nam Ka's turn. She stepped forward to receive porridge. Uncle, please give me a little porridge. The man distributing porridge looked at Nam Ka and smiled sinisterly. Well, the little darling is even acting coy. Want some porridge? Come over here and let Uncle give that face of yours a kiss. Suddenly, the bowl in Nam Ka's hand fell to the ground. 2 sweet potatoes fell with it. Yi Siming looked at Nam Ka in surprise, and then a loud wail rang out. Rubbing her eyes, Nam Ka sobbed, he wouldn't give us porridge and even deliberately made things difficult for us. Wah. Big brother Siming saved money for so long to buy those sweet potatoes, and now they're gone. The porridge distributor gritted his teeth and shouted angrily, you little bitch, putting on a pitiful act here, are you? You're hungry, right? How about I give you something even better to eat? Haha. Whoosh, a stone flew into the porridge distributor's back, making him howl, ah. Which blind idiot did that? The middle-aged man who had spoken with Nam Ka stepped out and said, shameless thing, it wasn't enough for you to bully us every day, and now you want to bully a child too? The people lining up also began murmuring among themselves. That's right, in weather this cold, these 2 children braved the wind and snow just to wait for a bit of porridge. Hearing a child crying, several soldiers rushed over and demanded, what's going on? Are you trying to rebel by being dishonest? The porridge distributor hurriedly raised his hands. Officers, please listen to my explanation. Yi Siming also spoke up. On the surface, they're honestly distributing porridge, but in reality, they stand in the corner and beat the people who have already gotten some. Exposed, the porridge distributor dropped to his knees and begged repeatedly, please don't, officers. I won't dare do it again. Seeing that Nam Ka was still crying, Yi Siming tried to coax her. Stop crying. I'll buy you more sweet potatoes, all right? Yi Siming paced back and forth in flustered confusion, not knowing what to do. What now? How am I supposed to comfort her? Suddenly, Nam Ka turned around, stuck out her tongue at him, and said, were you scared? Big brother Siming, you were really worried about Nam Ka, weren't you? Having been teased, Yi Siming's face darkened and he was speechless. Seeing that he said nothing, Nam Ka raised her hand and said, big brother Siming, are you angry? Nam Ka really is heartbroken about the sweet potatoes you bought for me. And besides, that porridge was so thin it was almost like water. How could a hungry person possibly get full from that? Nam Ka continued, let's go home. I need to tell father about this. Yi Siming carried Nam Ka away. After we return the clothes, we'll go back. After returning the clothes, Nam Ka happily smiled and said, the waiter said the house ahead is the Lu residence. Yi Siming nodded. Then Yi Siming carried Nam Ka to the gate of the Lu residence. Seeing him stop, Nam Ka asked, big brother Siming, what's wrong? Yi Siming felt that something was off and replied, it's too quiet. Something isn't right. Let's not go in. We'll come another day to return the things. Yi Siming thought to himself, this person's safety is more important. I'd better take her back first. Just as he was about to leave, someone ran out and opened the door. Young master, miss, are you here to return the clothes? Please come inside. Nam Ka looked at that person for a while, then said, she whispered into Yi Siming's ear, big brother Siming, this person really looks like the bad guys in the stories father tells. Yi Siming asked, if Nam Ka runs into bad people, what should she do? Excitedly, Nam Ka stretched out her hand and answered, of course, knock them flat on their faces. Yi Siming gave a faint smile, not scared. Nam Ka replied happily, with big brother Siming protecting Nam Ka. Nam Ka isn't afraid of anything. In the next moment, assassins appeared from all sides and attacked Yi Siming. Without the slightest hesitation, Yi Siming nodded in agreement. Understood. This servant has received the princess's command. Swish, swish, countless blades slashed toward Yi Siming. With agile skill, Yi Siming carried Nam Ka while dodging attack after attack. One underling, standing behind the middle-aged leader, spoke up when he saw this. Boss, this brat's skills are pretty good. The leader stepped forward and ordered, grab the child in his arms. Once we have her, I'm not afraid he won't behave. Clinging tightly to Yi Siming, Namka looked at the assassins and said disdainfully, "Bad people, don't go too far. Aren't you afraid of the law for bullying others like this?" Hearing that, the two underlings behind the leader looked surprised and mocked her. "The law?" The leader laughed in contempt. "Ha, what the hell is the law? We work for Lordly. You only have yourselves to blame for offending someone you shouldn't have. In your next life, try to be smarter." The sharp crack of something shattering rang out, and Nam Ka sensed the danger emanating from Yi Siming's body. Raising his sword, he said to her, "Nam Ka, close your eyes. I want to kill." Not wanting a massacre to happen, Nam Ka decided to use her power. She couldn't let Big Brother Simon kill people. To solve this trouble, this was the only way now. Nam Ka began to activate her ability, and a blue light surrounded her. Sensing that something was wrong, Yi Siming reacted immediately. Cracks slowly began to appear in the ground beneath his feet. When the assassins saw the earth shaking, they panicked. What's happening? In the next instant, the ground split violently, opening a huge pit and dragging several assassins down with it. An earthquake! An earthquake! Even Yi Siming fell in. He held Nam Ka tightly and clenched his teeth. "I can't let the little one get hurt." Suddenly, Yi Siming swung his arm and threw Nam Ka upward before falling into the deep pit himself. Seeing the worried look on Nam Ka's face, Yi Siming smiled faintly to reassure her. "Don't worry." Nam Ka managed to escape to the top, and as she looked down, her eyes were already brimming with tears as she called out, "Big Brother Siming! Big Brother Siming!" Below, Yi Siming casually defeated the thugs and grabbed one of them by the throat. "Now that the little one can't see, you can all die." Just as Yi Siming was strangling the man, a rope dropped down, making him pause. Looking at the rope, Yi Siming was momentarily stunned. "What is this?" It turned out that Nam Ka had thrown it down. She said to him, "Big Brother Siming, hurry and grab it. Nam Ka will pull you up." As Nam Ka struggled to pull Yi Siming up, the ground where she stood suddenly cracked away. Yi Siming shouted, "Jadifu." Nam Ka fell, but fortunately a hand caught her. It was Yi Siming who had successfully made it back up. In his arms, Nam Ka clapped her hands and laughed happily. "Big Brother Siming, you're so nimble." Yi Siming was extremely worried about Nam Ka. He held her tightly and asked, "Who told you to come down?" Nam Ka answered with utmost sincerity, "Big Brother Siming was still down there, so Nam Ka couldn't leave." Nam Ka already said Big Brother Siming is family. "I would absolutely never leave you behind." Hearing those words from Nam Ka, Yi Siming was somewhat moved and stammered, "Nam Ka, I..." At that moment, a voice sounded from somewhere, interrupting their conversation. "Over here, officers!" The sounds of fighting came from here. Yi Siming seized the chance to carry Nam Ka away, while Nam Ka calmly said, "Right, Big Brother Siming, after we get back. Don't tell anyone about what happened to us today." Smiling, Nam Ka continued, "Tomorrow father is taking me to the Lee family's banquet. We can talk about this tomorrow." As Yi Siming carried Nam Ka away, he nodded in agreement. "Got it." He thought to himself, "I didn't expect this little one to know how to scheme too." Seeing the teasing look on Yi Siming's face, Nam Ka waved her hand and explained, "Big Brother Siming, what kind of expression is that? Are you laughing at Nam Ka in your heart?" Nam Ka is just helping father reduce some trouble. As he walked, Yi Siming replied, "You saw wrong." Nam Ka still refused to give in and said firmly, "I definitely didn't see wrong." Carrying Nam Ka in his arms, Yi Siming looked at her tenderly. "Nam Ka, from now on, don't get hurt because of me. I would hate myself for failing to protect you." The scene shifted to the Lee residence. Minister of Justice Lord Zhang has brought his daughter, and there's also Censor Lord Zhang. Oh my, Lord Zhang said that he and his eldest daughter seem to have some kind of illness and are afraid of startling everyone, so they came behind curtains. A servant stepped forward to report to the head of the Lee family. "Master, look." The Lee family head stroked his beard and replied indifferently, "They're only people of 4th rank and below. Is there any need to bother much with them? Let them in and arrange seats a little farther from the others." At this moment, Gu Taiyan and Nam Ka had arrived and were warmly greeted. "Lord Zhang, Miss Zhang, please come in." Gu Taiyan swept his gaze around and said coolly, "Carved beams and painted pillars, lavish and magnificent. This Li Yonwang is not simple." Gu Taiyan rubbed Nam Ka's head and gently instructed her, "Our new Manhwa is so adorable that if you stay with father, it's hard to guarantee no one will recognize you. So how about you and father split up? Help father gather information from the children." Nam Ka happily agreed. "Don't worry, father." With a bright smile, Nam Ka said, "Nam Ka understands all about catching bad people." Before they separated, Gu Taiyan continued reminding his daughter, "If anything happens, call for father immediately and I'll come at once." Turning around, Nam Ka replied, "Don't worry, father. Nothing will happen. As soon as Nam-Ka left, in the very next moment, Yi Siming suddenly appeared and looked in Nam-Ka's direction. Can that little one really manage alone? He decided to follow her. I have to protect her. No sooner had Nam-Ka left than she ran into two young ladies, who both looked at her and began to speculate. Who is that, and why is she wearing a veil? I heard the steward say, she is the daughter of Censor Zhang. Because she is ill, she has to wear a veiled hat. Nam-Ka looked toward the girl in the yellow silk dress and thought, this young lady looks familiar. Then she remembered. She was the bad person who threw the kitten into the water. The little girl in the yellow dress looked at Nam-Ka, lifted her fan to cover her face, and said, "You're sick and still came here to freeload awfully family? How shameless." Nam-Ka replied calmly, "Father said we did not want to come. The Lee family invited us." "Elder sister, can you not get sick? I heard oxen do not get sick. Are you like them?" The young lady in yellow, stung by the insult, shouted angrily, "What are you? How dare you speak to me like that? Li Si, bring the toys here." The other young lady, named Li Si, immediately ordered, "Bring all three up here." The Li family servants bowed and obeyed. "Yes." Nam-Ka stroked her chin, puzzled, not understanding what the three meant. In the next moment, three people were brought before her. These three were covered in injuries, their hands and feet shackled. They looked utterly miserable. The young lady in yellow pulled an arrow from her sleeve and looked at Nam-Ka. "Come, Miss Zhang." She thrust the arrow toward Nam-Ka and said aggressively, "Use them as live targets. If you do, I'll let you stay and eat here. If not, you'll be the next toy." Looking at the people being tormented on the ground, Nam-Ka silently assessed them. They were. Gu Nam-Ka said sternly, "So these are the Lee family's toys? But they're all living people." The young lady in pink laughed from behind her and said, "So what if they're alive? These arrows have already been blunted. They won't kill anyone." "Miss Zhang, look." She pointed at the three, trembling in fear, and said, "The way to play is this. Look at the group and pick the one you dislike the most. Whoever displeases you, aim at her and shoot." Nam-Ka frowned and thought, it may not pierce their flesh, but when these arrows hit, isn't that just the same as smashing into them? No wonder they are covered in wounds. Our little princess Nam-Ka asked the girl, "Do you usually just lock them up somewhere in a Lee residence?" The girl suddenly looked flustered and replied, "And not all the time. It's just that they have nowhere to go anyway." With a pitiful expression, she said, "If my father had not kindly taken them in, they probably would have starved to death on the road long ago." But inwardly, she could not help thinking, what's going on? Why am I obediently answering her questions? Nam-Ka fell silent for a moment, then raised the bow. The young lady in yellow whispered to the pink-clad girl, standing there with crossed arms and a proud look, mocking, "Just look at her tiny little arms and legs. Whether she can even draw the bowstring is a question. When she loses later, we'll make her bark like a dog in front of everyone." Nam-Ka heard this and merely curled her lips into a smile, as if she had already thought of something. The two young ladies were suddenly horrified to see Nam-Ka calmly aiming the arrow at them. The girl in yellow hurriedly shrieked, "What are you doing? You're supposed to aim at those three toys, you useless thing." Nam-Ka remained calm and coolly mocked them. "Didn't you say I should shoot the people I dislike, the ones who offend my eyes? That's exactly what I'm doing." Nam-Ka drew the bow taut. The arrow shot straight between the two young ladies, scaring them into screaming wildly. Nam-Ka kept up the act while the two girls collapsed to the ground in fright. She said, "Oh dear, I missed." Nam-Ka blinked mischievously and smiled brightly. "Elder sisters, hurry and get up. Otherwise, next time I really might hit you." As she spoke, she was already drawing a second arrow. The girl in yellow ran around in terror, shrieking, "Help!" Meanwhile, the girl in pink hurriedly pointed at the servants and cried, "Guards! Guards! Stop this mad girl right now!" The guards rushed forward with sticks, but Yi Siming dropped down from above and blocked their way. He raised his hand in warning, preventing them from getting past. At that moment, a loud voice suddenly rang out from somewhere nearby. "Who dares cause trouble in our Lee family?" Nam-Ka turned her head and recognized the person. She thought, "That's the scoundrel who crashed into my carriage and Brother Siming's, then sent people to trap us in the alley. Using a blunt arrow on him would be letting him off too easily." From a distance, Nam-Ka spotted the familiar figure of her father approaching. She was delighted and thought, "Father is here too." Suddenly, an idea for punishing the villains popped into her mind. She closed her eyes and blew a breath toward the man. Smiling to herself, she thought, "Then perform a good show for everyone." The villain inhaled the breath she sent his way. He lifted his head, raised his hand, and though he looked utterly confused, he suddenly slapped himself, spraying spit. He shouted, "It was me. I was wrong. Stop following me. I was the one who personally threw them into the mass grave." Beside him, his father was utterly stunned by the scene and broke out in cold sweat. The servants wanted to step in, but they were too afraid to act. Everyone cried out in alarm, "Hurry, stop the young master. What in the world is happening?" The young master crawled toward his father. The old man, equally panicked, said to him, "Don't come over here." But the young master suddenly swung his hand and slapped his father too, spraying spit as well. He shouted wildly, "Damn it, you're dead already, and you're still making trouble for me." The two young ladies clung to him in terror. The girl in pink could only cry and call out, "Father, brother," while the girl in yellow hurriedly shouted, "Someone separate them." Like a madman, the young master shoved his father down, making the old man smash his head on the ground. Then he began raining punches down on him, shouting, "I'll let you cry in justice. Cry now." Namka finally felt satisfied and clapped happily. Only then did the young master suddenly come to his senses and stop what he was doing. His father, furious, clutched his face and shouted, "Insolence! You damn brat, have you gone mad? You even dared hit your own father?" The young master could only cry out in grievance, "Father, just now I saw a ghost demanding my life. Third brother and his men, the ones you told me to deal with yesterday. They were right in front of me, under the watchful eyes of the gathered officials and Namka's father and daughter." The father glanced nervously at the crowd. He could only pretend innocence and shout, "You wretched boy, what nonsense are you spouting? Nothing like that ever happened." Namka stood proudly with her hands on her hips and said it did happen. Earlier, young Masterly went out and crashed into someone else's carriage. He wanted to beat the other party up to vent his anger, but it turned out the other party was highly skilled and he got taught a lesson instead. So young Masterly held a grudge and arranged for his household to assassinate them. In the end, they ran into an earthquake. His men were either crushed to death or taken to the authorities. She pointed at the old father and said, "Uncle Lee probably didn't want the matter to blow up, so he bribed the authorities and had the survivors killed too. So for Uncle Lee, who dared imprison these young ladies in the cellar and treat them like toys, this naturally wouldn't count as anything serious." Uncle Lee, enraged at being exposed before the crowd, shouted, "Enough! I don't care whose child you are. You are stirring up trouble in public and talking nonsense. Men, beat this little girl and send her to the authorities at once." Namkar ran to her father's side and looked at the old man with disdain. "On what grounds would you hit me? You are tyrannical and overbearing, and you imprisoned these elder sisters. You are the evil ones who deserve a beating." The little princess immediately began acting spoiled, with tears welling in her eyes as though she were about to cry. She looked at her father and coquettishly complained, "Father, they're bullying me." Gutai bent down to pick her up and said, "Sheng Chun, do you still not recognize who I am?" Uncle Lee was greatly shocked, as though he had suddenly realized something. That voice, and the way he was holding the child. Terrified, he dropped to his knees and stammered, Your Majesty." Namka sat in her father's arms in great satisfaction, showing a mischievous smile. Truly a little imp. Gutayan said, "Just now you said my precious daughter should be beaten and sent to the authorities. Xing Chun, how much do you know about the Li family's dirty dealings?" Hearing her father scold the old man, Nam Ka puffed out her cheeks and feigned a little sulk, though she was surely delighted inside. As for the old man, he could only stammer. This subject would not dare. "I knew nothing at all. It was only a moment of negligence." Suddenly, Yi Siming spoke up. "Your Majesty, this subject has something to report. It concerns the Li family." Standing before those who had been treated as toys, Yi Siming clasped his hands and said sternly, "The princess ordered this subject to investigate in secret. After searching around, I discovered that all these people were being kept in the Li family cellar. According to their own testimony, the young ladies of the Li family abused them in every possible way. The daughter of the Minister of Justice also took part, so she could not possibly have been ignorant of the matter. The Li family's young master was utterly shaken when he saw that all his crimes had been exposed. He blurted out in panic, "No, impossible. Our cellar was heavily guarded. How did you get in?" The girl in pink beside him grabbed his shoulder and snapped, "Shut up," sitting in her father's arms. Nam Ka continued confidently, "Minister uncle, your son is so foolish. You should confess sooner rather than later. If father and my guard uncover your other crimes too, then it will be too late for explanations." Gu Taiyin kept the same dangerous, severe expression and said, "Li Yongwang's crimes are monstrous. Throw him into prison, and after autumn, execute him." Sheng Chun, as Minister of Justice, not only accepted bribes, but also aided evil. Strip him of office today and exile his entire family. Gu Tahan held Nam Ka and turned to leave, warning the gathered crowd. All my beloved officials who came here today. In the future, before doing anything, you had better think carefully. His brows furrowed as he added coldly, whoever dares offend the princess will see all 9 generations of their clan exterminated. After walking away from the crowd, Gutayan turned bashful and asked his daughter, Manhwa, how was father's performance today? Namka puckered up and kissed her father, praising him. Father is the best. The father and daughter were full of joy, warmth, and affection. But the two of them had forgotten that Yi Siming was still behind them. He looked at the father and daughter and frowned in jealousy, thinking, Gunam Ka, did you forget that there's still one more person who ought to be rewarded? Gutayan set his daughter down and gently patted her head. Nam Ka smiled happily and said, Father, although Nam Ka is hungry now, after doing a good deed, my heart already feels full. He replied indulgently, Are you reminding Father that you're hungry? Nua Bao. Only then did Gutayan notice the resentful glare in Yi Siming's eyes. The two faced each other, sparks flying from their gazes. Gutayan frowned and thought, Are you trying to steal Nua from me? As for Yi Siming, he received a reward from Nam Ka, while I got nothing. Their staring match was quickly interrupted by the loud growl of Nam Ka's hungry stomach. The little princess grabbed both of their hands and pulled them along, looking utterly delighted as she said, Nua has decided. Let's go to Brother Siming's house for a meal. At the general's residence, a carriage arrived. Bai Yi and his wife bowed in greeting. Bai Yi clasped his hands respectfully and said, Your Majesty, you came without sending word ahead. This subject has been discourteous in failing to welcome you from afar. Gutayan held Namka in his arms and said cheerfully, No, and I came over because she's hungry and I happen to think of your home. No need for ceremony. Have Madam prepare 2 simple dishes. Don't let Nua go hungry. After saying this, he suddenly looked toward Yi Siming, leaving the boy confused. Then Bai leaned close to Yi Siming and anxiously asked in a low voice, Siming, have things been all right with His Majesty and the princess? But Yi Siming only answered indifferently, maybe yes, maybe no. Bai rested a hand on his chin and thought, maybe, so is it fine or not? After the delicious dishes had been set out on the table, Gutayan praised, I remember that Bai Yi's household keeps excellent wine. Nam also edlimed happy Fitken drumstit no nos favorite. Gutayan agreed at once and said cheerfully, I could tell it was fine wine from smell alone. Open it. Namka's round eyes lit up as she drooled at the sight of the food. Gutayan offered, Father will pick some up for you. But Namka deliberately acted grown-up and took the chopsticks with trembling hands, refusing. No, Namka has to pick it up herself. Only then does it mean something. At last the princess managed it, lifting the chicken drumstick high with her chopsticks. Namka said excitedly, I did it. Gutayan clapped and praised her too. No, boy samazing. Then Namka's trembling hands guided the drumstick toward a bowl. Gutayan immediately began imagining things, thinking, so Nua Bao worked so hard because she wanted to pick up food for me? But the princess placed the drumstick into Yi Siming's bowl instead, shocking him on the spot. Namka said with concern, this is Nua's favorite thing to eat. Brother Siming should try it too. Yi Siming answered flatly. Oh. Inside, Gutayan was blazing with anger. This brat, why hasn't he thanked my daughter yet? Namka said happily and innocently, it's a good thing Brother Siming found those elder sisters. Gutayan raised his wine cup, his tone carrying a hint of challenge. As the princess's guard, he should naturally be able to handle unexpected situations. Do you know how to drink? How is your alcohol tolerance? Yi Siming replied coldly, it's decent. Though unhappy, Gutayan kept a meaningful smile on his face and ordered, good. Bai Yi, open your wine. Today, I will drink with your adopted son. Hearing this, Bai Yi panicked and did not know what to do. So he quickly suggested, well, how about this subject drinks with your majesty instead? Siming is still young. Bai Yi's wife beside him was also very worried. Gutayan angrily challenged, what? Do you wish to defy my decree? Left with no choice, Bai Yi clasped his hands and said, this subject would not dare. Yi Siming took the initiative to fill his own cup and agreed, if we're drinking, then we're drinking. I'm fine. Gutayan laughed and said, good. Strong tolerance. Bai Yi, pour one for me too. Yi Siming was already gulping wine down. Over here, Bai Yi's wife asked worriedly, husband, if His Majesty drinks our wine like this, would that be all right? Bai Yi raised a thumb and reassured her, rest easy, madam. His Majesty can outdrink all the civil and military officials, including me. Then Bai Yi's wife looked toward Gu Tian and Yi Siming as they competed with each other and said, "That's true enough." Then, helplessly listening to Nam Ka happily munching away, she continued comforting herself. "In any case, with the princess here, His Majesty will have his own measure." But after a while, Gu Tian's face had turned bright red. Dazed, he muttered, "Good wine. More. I'm not drunk yet." The very next second, his head dropped onto the table. It turned out Gu Tian was so drunk that he had passed out on the spot. Beside him, Nam Ka did not understand what was happening and asked, "Father, why did you fall asleep?" Bai Yi and his wife looked at the father and daughter with helpless expressions. Bai Yi helped Gu Tian up and said, "I never expected Siming to drink His Majesty under the table." Bai Yi's wife also replied with an awkward laugh. "Haha, I'll go prepare some sobering soup for His Majesty." Then she instructed Yi Siming, "Look after the princess. Eat slowly." He answered politely, "Yes." Nam Ka curiously reached toward the wine cup and thought innocently, "Father is so silly. He fell over from drinking water. What kind of water is this? It smells so good. No one wants to try it too." But Yi Siming used his chopsticks to stop the princess. He asked coldly, "What are you trying to do?" Nam Ka answered in alarm, No, just wanted to see what made father fall asleep." But he calmly and bluntly refused. "That's not something you need to understand. You're not allowed to look, and even less allowed to try it." Nam Ka pouted and acted cute. "Father, didn't you say there would come a time when I needed to handle things myself? If Nam Ka doesn't know anything, how can that do?" Yi Siming refused at once. "You don't need to handle it." Then he stood up and declared firmly, "His Majesty didn't drink with me out of anger. He wanted to see whether my alcohol tolerance would let me protect you in the future. So if anyone ever urges you to drink, I'll kill him. Understood?" He placed a hand over his chest and said sincerely, "I won't spare anything to protect you. But did you forget something? For example, where's my reward?" Nam Ka said nothing, but inwardly she felt that Yi Siming, usually so cold, now looked like a little white puppy wagging its tail and asking for praise. Immediately, Nam Ka threw herself into his arms. She gently kissed Yi Siming on the cheek and teased, "This is Siming Gij's reward." Yi Siming flushed and said, "It smells like chicken drumsticks." Then he blushed, lightly touched the spot she had kissed, and looked shy, awkward, and secretly pleased without saying it. He blurted out, "You." At that moment, Bai Yi walked over. He said, "It seems His Majesty really is drunk. I can attend to him alone. Siming, take Her Highness the Princess to rest." Before he could reply, Nam Ka cut in first. But Nam Ka doesn't want to rest. Nam Ka wants to go out and play with Siming Gij. Bai Yi said awkwardly, "Oh well." But Yi Siming had already patted Nam Ka on the head and agreed, "All right, we'll do as you say." The princess said happily, hum." Bai Yi wiped the sweat from his face and thought to himself, "These two really are something. They don't seem to see anyone else at all." It was now the season when flowers bloomed in dazzling splendor all across the capital. Yi Siming reminded Nam Ka, "There are a lot of people. Hold tight. Don't let go and don't leave my side." The two of them were strolling through the streets. Nam Ka held Yi Siming's hand and replied, "Nam Ka knows." Looking at the lively sights around her, the princess couldn't help exclaiming, "Wow." The carved toy figurines were exquisitely made. Nam Ka stared at them in fascination. Pointing at one, the princess said to Yi Siming, "This one is so pretty, Siming Gij. Nam Ka wants it." A doting look appeared on his face as he agreed. But after searching himself, Yi Siming froze and thought in embarrassment, "Oh no, I forgot to bring money." Nam Ka circled around him worriedly and asked, "Siming Gij, what's wrong?" He stood stiffly, but inwardly, Yi Siming resolved himself, "No, I can't disappoint her." Yi Siming said awkwardly to Nam Ka, "Stand here and don't move. I'll be right back." The princess asked in confusion, "Huh?" He hurriedly ran off. Seeing this, Nam Ka muttered to herself, "But didn't you just say Nam Ka wasn't allowed to leave your side?" The princess quickly chased after him, saying as she ran, "Humph, then Siming Gij isn't allowed to leave Nam Ka either. I'm coming." But after running for a while, Nam Ka ended up in an unfamiliar place. Looking around anxiously, the princess called out, "Siming Gij?" Suddenly, she spotted a figure behind a tree and happily called, "Siming Gij." But it was Jiang Shaoran and Inghe. He was explaining himself to her, "My little darling, don't listen to that bitch's nonsense." Nam Ka stood nearby, baffled and staring. Then Jiang Shaoran gently lifted his hair and continued coaxing her, "You're the only one in my heart." At this moment, Nam Ka felt disgusted and thought, "Who is this?" Inghe raised her head and looked at him with shining eyes. But aren't you already engaged to the Zhang family's young lady? Hearing that, Jiang Xiaoran smiled faintly and looked at her tenderly. It's only my parents' arrangement, he said decisively. The only person I, Jiang Xiao, truly love is Inghe Mimi. Hearing this, Inghe said, if that's the case, then will you go to the Zhang family, break off the engagement, and then marry me? Jiang Xiaoran instantly broke into a cold sweat and gave a dry laugh. He immediately put on a heroic expression as if he were about to march into a sea of flames, puffed out his chest, and said, but my ambition is the same as my father's, to fight on the battlefield and serve the country. If I marry now, it will be too soon. Jiang Xiaoran turned and smiled brightly in comfort. Inghe, be good and go home. Wait for me to return in glory, and I'll come for you in an 8-man bridal sedan. Inghe was deeply moved. Tearfully, she agreed at once. Allericht, Jianglang. Go early and come back early. Then she ran off sobbing, completely unaware that Lai Nam Ka was hiding behind the wall, silently scolding in her heart. Miss, calm down. He's obviously lying to you. Another young lady quietly appeared and said, Jiang Xiaoran, who were you just breaking up with? Don't tell me that while engaged to me, you were still leading some other woman on. Her face was full of anger, while Jiang Xiaoran started sweating even more. Startled, he turned around and began making excuses. Of course not, Jinyu. I, Jiang Xiao, am not that kind of person. This was Zhang Jinyu, Jiang Xiaoran's fiancée. She frowned, crossed her arms, and pressed on. Then who was that woman just now? He lifted a hand to his forehead and said, I'll tell you the truth. That was Inghe. I rejected her and made it clear that she should stop dreaming about me. He grabbed Zhang Jinyu's hand and continued in an extremely resolute tone from the inside out. I, Jiang Xiaoran, already belong entirely to my fiancé, Zhang Jinyu. That made her blush and lower her voice. The next scene was Jiang Xiaoran puckering up and praising her. Long time no see, where you smell so sweet. Mwah. And Asura shyly turned away and said, how hateful. You scoundrel. Over on the other side, Lai Nam Ka looked disdainful and thought, ugh, truly hateful. Deceiving young ladies' feelings like this is unacceptable. The little princess raised her hand in a spell-casting gesture and began chanting. She had to think of a way to let the elder sisters see the truth clearly. While the pair of lovebirds were still laughing and flirting, an orange fish suddenly appeared in the distance, darting through the water in the pond. It was Nam Ka Bao's magic. The fish leapt onto shore and smacked Inghe, who had only just left, across the face with its tail. She only had time to scream, why do I suddenly feel like the world is spinning? Then she crashed straight into a tree trunk. Holding her head, she sat up. I'm back under the tree. But when she looked up, what she saw was Jiang Xiaoran and his fiancée acting intimate and affectionate. When Jiang Xiaoran saw her return, he immediately shoved Zhang Jinyu aside and asked, Inghe, why did you come back? His expression was extremely guilty. Inghe cried out in heartbreak. Jiang Lang, didn't you say you weren't sincere toward her and that you would definitely come back to marry me? Then what are you doing now? Jiang Xiaoran hurriedly explained, Inghe, don't be like this. Listen to me. Beside them, Zhang Jinyu had gradually understood what was going on. Sternly, she asked, so this is what you call rejecting her? Caught in a vice, Jiang Xiaoran immediately waved his hands. No, Jinyu, listen to her sophistry. No, listen to my explanation. Just then, Lai Nam Ka rushed out and shouted, Elder sisters, don't listen to this bad man's lies. Nam Ka Bao was behind the tree and saw everything clearly. He was deceiving both of you. He told Sister Inghe that he wasn't sincere towards Sister Jinyu, then told Sister Jinyu that after Sister Inghe was rejected by him, she still kept dreaming about him. As she exposed everything, Jiang Xiaoran desperately flailed behind her, trying to salvage the situation, but it was completely useless. Lai Nam Ka delivered the final blow. Anyway, according to him, both of you are the ones at fault, and he's innocent. Hearing that, Jiang Xiaoran could no longer endure it. He immediately swung his hand toward Lai Nam Ka and shouted, No? Who are you? What nonsense are you spouting? Shut up right now, or believe me, I'll deal with you. Seeing this, Inghe and Zhang Jinyu cried out for him to stop, but instead, a blue barrier appeared around Lai Nam Ka, successfully blocking Jiang Xiaoran's attack and rebounding it, sending him flying straight toward the pond. The two young ladies stared wide-eyed at the sight, while Lai Nam Ka remained perfectly calm and continued, Bad man, take care of yourself. Deceiving elder sisters, this is your retribution. Even heaven cannot forgive it. Heaven is helping the elder sisters punish you. Jiang Xiaoran surfaced from the pond and still yelled stubbornly, Brat, just wait till I get up there. Once I do, I'll tear your mouth apart. He was drenched and filthy with pond water. Ingha angrily stepped forward and asked, "You still want to come up? You're a scumbag." Zhang Jinyu joined in. "You call yourself handsome, kind, affectionate, and capable? You even bully a child. Useless trash." Bah! She cursed him without stopping. The two young ladies finally couldn't hold back any longer and kicked Jiang Shaoran square in the face, shouting in unison, "Get back in the pond and keep that bastard company." Even at this moment, he still tried to explain, "It's not that I didn't truly like you both. I only hid it because I was afraid you'd be hurt." Jiang Shaoran stubbornly shouted, "You have to believe me." Before falling back into the pond. Once the scumbag man was gone, the girls gathered around Lai Nam Ka and asked after her. "It was dangerous just now. If you had been hurt, little sister, it would have been because I reacted too slowly." Ingha said gently, "How about us elder sisters treat you to pastries and tea?" Zhang Jinyu immediately added, "Many thanks, little sister, for standing up for justice and helping us see that scumbag's true face." Lai Nam Ka smiled brightly, delighted inside, and replied politely, "Thank you, elder sisters, but Nam Ka Bao still has to find someone very important, so I can't go with you. While that bad man hasn't climbed back up yet, elder sisters, hurry and leave." Hearing this, the two young ladies linked arms as if they had become close friends. Before leaving, they waved goodbye to Lai Nam Ka and wished her well, hoping they would meet again if fate allowed. Over there, with tears running down his face, Jiang Shaoran had finally climbed up to the edge of the pond and called after them, "Wait. Jinyu, Ingho, wait for me." Lai Nam Ka said carefree, "Stop shouting. The elder sisters are already gone. You should worry about yourself." The scumbag man had just climbed ashore, drenched from head to toe, when he cursed, "You damned brat. You ruined two marriage prospects for the Jiang family." This young marquis, Jiang won't let this go. He moved to attack again, shouting, "Now I'll throw you into the pond and let the fish eat you." He swung his arm, intending to hurl Lai Nam Ka back into the water. Just then, an arm appeared and grabbed Jiang Shaoran, while a voice growled threateningly, "If you dare touch her, I'll break your arm." Yi Siming had returned. Siming tightened his grip on Jiang Shaoran's wrist, making him grimace and howl. "It hurts, 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 hurts. Big brother, uncle, ancestor, please let go." The princess called out, "Siming Gidge, where did you run off to just now?" Only then did Siming let go, leaving Jiang Shaoran pale-faced and blowing on his swollen wrist. Siming looked at Lai Nam Ka. A group of strangers suddenly ran over to Siming and shouted, "We found that brat in black. Humph. And he even has accomplices. Pay up now, or we'll break the arms of all three of you little brats." The three of them looked at the crowd. Siming showed little expression. The princess looked puzzled, and Jiang Shaoran cried with his swollen wrist, "What does this have to do with me? My arm is already broken." The princess leaned close to Siming's ear and asked, "Siming Gidge, what is this?" Siming coughed into his fist and whispered to him, "I had gone to find some money, and then I saw them. They were the same people from earlier, beating drums and loudly advertising. Come see, come see. Passers-by, don't miss it. Whoever can smash the big stone on our brother's chest with their bare hands will immediately receive 10 taels." Siming said, "So I wanted to smash it and get the money." As a result, Siming took the hammer in one hand and shattered the stone on the man's chest, making him cough up blood because Siming failed to control his strength. His companions, some shocked and some furious, cried out, "Someone's dying. Catch him. Pay compensation." The other man was barely alive after Siming's heaven-splitting blow. The princess said sympathetically, "Siming Gidge is too strong. We can't blame Siming Gidge. But that uncle is innocent too. We have to save him. How much money do they want?" Siming scratched his cheek with a finger. "I think 50 taels." The princess touched her chin thoughtfully. Then Lai Nam Ka asked innocently, "Jiang Shaoran, do you have money?" Jiang Shaoran answered, "Of course I do. Several thousand taels." "Why?" Lai Nam Ka looked at him and smiled brightly like a blooming flower. "Then that's perfect." Jiang Shaoran had a bad feeling at once. The princess hugged him with teary eyes. "Oh, Gidge, you the dignified young Marquis Jiang. Don't be stingy over such a little bit of silver." He immediately struggled. "Hey, what are you doing? Get off me." The princess hugged him even tighter and forced out more tears. "Second brother, he didn't mean to hurt anyone. Gidge, you're handsome and kind-hearted. Hurry and pay them." He stared at Lai Nam Ka in shock, while the three men glared at them fiercely. The leader threatened, "You're their big brother? Very good. Younger brother's debt, older brother pays. Hand over the money." Jiang Shaoran frantically explained, "But I don't even know them." The 3 men surrounded him, trying to dodge the debt. Add another 100 taels. If not, we'll break your arm. He wailed and twisted around. I've been wronged. Little girl, if you got guts, don't run. Just wait for me. The princess immediately tugged Yi Simon. Simon Gidge, let's run. Simon understood the situation. Lai Nam Ka walked alongside Simon, feeling extremely cheerful. At last, they had shaken them off. This time can count as teaching Jiang, Shaoran Gidge a lesson too. Simon simply responded, Then he handed the princess a small brown package. This is for you. Lai Nam Ka asked, what is it? The princess opened it and found a sparkling golden fairy figurine inside. She immediately gasped, wow. But didn't Simon Gidge say he had no money? How'd you buy it? Simon said, of course the money had to go to compensating them, but I still smashed that stone for them. Since they didn't want to give it, I took it myself. Anyway, Simon suddenly blushed. I just didn't want you to go without. The princess hugged the gift tightly. Thank you, Simon Gidge. Then she threw her arms around him. Simon didn't avoid the princess's embrace either. You, move away. You. Lai Nam Ka's adorable expression said, I don't want to, and though Simon was embarrassed, he still didn't push her away. Instead, he smiled gently. In the palace, noble consort sat reading a book and looked out into the courtyard ahead. The weather is lovely today. Seeing the princess doing something to the cat, she asked, Nam Ka Bao, you've been ignoring mother for quite a while now. What are you doing? The princess answered, nothing. I just want to make the kitten prettier. It's almost done. Yeah, you felt uneasy and thought, when a child is quiet, she's definitely up to something. Prettier in what way? The noble consort raised a hand. Quick, let mother see. Lai Nam Ka and the kitten turned around to look at her, both with faces covered in makeup. Mother, aren't Nam Ka Bao and the kitten very pretty? She was horrified. Pretty my foot. Heavens, why did you have to ruin all of mother's cosmetics? As the princess wiped her face, she said, because Nam Ka Bao is bored. So bored I'm about to turn into a little mushroom. It's all because father hasn't let Nam Ka Bao go out to play lately. Yayu chuckled. Your imperial father is pouting because he lost at drinking to a child. We'll probably have to wait until he's over it before he lets our Nam Ka Bao go out to play again. Over there, Gu Taiyan was reading memorials when he sneezed. Who is thinking about me? The princess cuddled the kitten and acted spoiled. But Nam Ka Bao wants to go out and play now. Inwardly, she was really thinking it's been days since Nam Ka Bao has seen Simon Gidge. Suddenly, a man's voice came from outside. What does my good little sister want to go play? Shall second brother take you? He flicked his folding fan shut. Gu Zidwan greets consort mother. He smiled charmingly. Little treasure noir, did you miss second brother? In the side theater, the close attendant was sewing while sitting beside his majesty as he slept soundly. He was snoring and muttering, "Nuo, bow. Next time father will definitely drink him to death. Father can do it." It was second brother. Gu Zidwan had recognized his sister. The princess happily threw herself at him. Of course Nuo Bao missed you, second brother. Gu Zidwan rubbed the little princess's head. Good girl, little sister. He held out a tiny blue snowflake-shaped treasure in front of her. Nuo Bao, look. Do you like second brother's gift? The princess's eyes sparkled. Wow, it's so pretty. Gu Zidwan was so moved he nearly cried. Our Nuo Bao really does have good taste. Only Nuo Bao deserves something like this. The noble consort beside them said worriedly, "This snow blossom has no impurities at all. It's worth a fortune in gold. It's a priceless treasure. You really spoil her, giving her something this valuable." He laughed cheerfully. What's the big deal? Grandfather brought it back from beyond the frontier and specifically told me I had to give it to my little sister. Nuoya is so adorable. We all think she deserves even more good things. She finally relaxed. Fine. I know Consort Yi's maternal family is the richest merchant clan in all of Daite. Your family doesn't lack money. But speaking of that, where is your mother? Why did you come alone today? Gu Zidwan immediately put on an annoyed expression. Why bring up my mother out of nowhere? Wanting to dodge the question, he picked up the princess and ran off. Mother Consort Xiao, I'm taking my little sister out to play. Bye. Yi's personal maid called after them. Second prince, slow down a little. Be careful not to make the princess fall. She muttered to herself, that brat. He probably hid his mother away again in the cold palace. The princess sat comfortably on a rock outside the courtyard, munching on an apple. Second brother, why did you run when mother mentioned consort? Gu Zidwan thought of his mother's words and reminded himself, Duaner, hand over all your New Year money, all your rewards, all your money. Mother will keep it safe for you. He grimaced. Don't mention her. That wicked woman even scams money from her own son. I refuse to admit she's my mother. The princess looked puzzled. But consort is very good to Nuo Bao. She's not bad at all. Gu Zidwan softened immediately and praised her warmly. My little sister is so adorable. Of course people should treat you well. but treating you well doesn't erase what she's done to me. Gu Zidwan picked up a shovel. Because of her, I can't even secretly sow a little money into my clothes in this terrifying cold palace. One day, when I become the richest man in all of Daite, no one but Nua Bao is getting a single coin from me. He dug furiously with both hands while the princess cheered him on from behind. Come on, second brother. A little later, after Gu Zidwan dug up the box buried beneath the earth, he said, "Oh, Bao, now witness a miracle." Proudly, he took out 2 gold ingots from the box. As long as second brother puts these 2 ingots in, we'll have 1,000 taels. Lai Nam Ka watched his every move in admiration. Gu Zidwan reached happily into the box. My silver, my treasure, it was empty. Not a single coin was left. The 2 of them were stunned. Gu Zidwan shrieked and grabbed the princess by the shoulders. Ah, who did this? Nua Bao. Second brother's money is gone. The princess froze. Ah, second brother, calm down first. Let Nua Bao go first. He completely lost his composure, clutching his head and wailing, "My money, my money." Lai Nam Ka crouched by the box and sniffed. Ah, it smells like medicine. A man's silhouette suddenly appeared by the window of the cold palace. The princess looked over and pointed. Second brother, over there. It looks like someone's there. Gu Zidwan jumped in fright. He burst into tears. So mother was right. There really is a ghost in the cold palace. Was it a ghost that took my silver? Then I don't want it anymore. Li Nam Ka Sut Him. Second brother, calm down. Be good. Gu Zidwan hurried after her to stop her. Nua Bao, what are you doing? Come back. Lai Nam Ka explained, "It's fine, second brother. Ghosts wouldn't have such long, beautiful hair. And they wouldn't smell this nice either." The princess casually pushed open the door. "Isn't that right, third brother?" A handsome young man appeared. Third Prince Gu Zidwan. Gu Zidwan frowned. "Third brother? Wait, the box smelled like medicine. In the entire palace, you're the only one who always reeks of the Imperial Medical Bureau. Did you steal my money?" Gu Zidwan looked unconcerned. "I borrowed it, and I've already gathered enough to pay you back. Here, I was just too slow putting it together. You two came too fast, and I didn't have time to bury it again before you found me." Gu Zidwan groaned. "No, little brother, are you stupid? Even if you buried it, I still would have found it." The third prince immediately shot back. "Are you done counting? You talk too much." Gu Zidwan refused to back down. "No, you took my money without asking, and now you're arguing back. Tell me, how did you know Nua Bao and I hid money here?" Gu Zidwan said impatiently, "You're so annoying. Since it concerns Nua Bao, you should thank her. If not for her, this money might never have been returned to you." Gu Zidwan snapped. "You brat, is that how you speak to your imperial brother?" Lai Nam Ka put her hands on her hips and interrupted, "Stop arguing, both of you." The princess looked very pleased with herself as she mediated for them. Second brother didn't save up that money easily, so he has every right to be angry. But Nua Bao knows third brother wouldn't casually steal someone else's money. "Third brother, did you run into some kind of trouble? Can you tell us?" Gu Zidwan's heart softened at her words. Since Nua Bao asked, then I'll tell the truth. Only then did Gu Zidwan realize the issue, though he still sulked. "So you only know how to take your anger out on me." Gu Zidwan said, "I came here looking for withered bone flower, but I couldn't find any. Then I accidentally discovered the money you two had buried. I needed that medicine, so I borrowed the money to buy it. I only found time yesterday to return it." Gu Zidwan was confused. "Withered bone flower? What kind of flower is that? You're not tricking us again, are you?" The princess thought for a moment and explained, "Withered bone flower grows in dark burial grounds. It's very effective for treating external injuries." "Third brother, are you hurt?" Gu Zidwan's expression turned gentler as he looked at her. "Nua Bao is still so young, and you already understand medicine." He added, "But I'm not the one who's hurt. It's for the soldiers outside the capital. The newly recruited troops hadn't completed training before they were sent into battle. I didn't expect there to be so many of them." He grew troubled again. Because of that, many were seriously injured, but there hasn't been any medicine for treatment for over a month. They're on the verge of dying. Both of them were shocked. "What?" the princess asked, but father has never heard of this in court. Gu Zidwan also didn't understand, his expression troubled. "I don't know why either. I only know people need saving urgently." The princess nodded in agreement. "So that's how it is. Third brother did the right thing. Nua Bao support you. Then please lead the way, third brother. Nua Bao wants to go to the military camp right now." He was delighted that the princess understood. "Really? If you go, you might actually be able to help them." Lai Nam Ka showed firm resolve. Nua Bao wants to help them." Gu Zidwan beside them was totally lost. Of course, The princess already had one person in mind and suggested, "But first we have to make a little detour. We need to go to General Bai's residence and pick up Brother Simon." Gu Zizhio asked, "Fine, but who is that?" Gu Zidwan stared in shock. "Wait, what brother?" "Nua Bao, you have another brother." At the general's residence, Yi Siming was sitting on the balcony, reading amid drifting fragrance, the whole scene elegant and poetic. His father walked over and said, "Siming, word has come from the palace. Princess Jiawang is about to come pick you up. Hurry and get ready." Yi Siming gave a quiet response and immediately pictured the lovely little princess Lai Nam Ka smiling brightly and calling his name Brother Siming. He could not help blushing with delight, thinking to himself, "So after all this time, she finally remembered to come looking for me. Heartless little thing. But since she's coming." Seeing his father about to leave, Yi Siming hurriedly stopped him. "Wait." Scratching his head and looking away, he asked, "Do you want to use your strength to smash stones? I'll control my force. I promise I won't beat anyone to death." The old general was so startled that he almost turned into a trembling little squirrel. He let out a surprised sound. A moment later, after hearing Yi Siming's explanation, he burst out laughing, clutching his stomach. "So you want to exchange a bit of money to go out with the princess?" Yi Siming grew terribly embarrassed for being laughed at. Right now, he looked as cute as a little puppy. His father asked again, "But who told you that exchanging for money means smashing stones with brute force?" Grabbing his shoulders with both hands, he said, "You are my adopted son. If you need money, your mother and I can give it to you anytime." Mid-sentence, he suddenly paused to think. He realized this seemed to be the first time the little brat had ever Judong asked for something. Before this, even when he and his wife chased after him, trying to give him things, he always refused. In his memory, he held a blade while his wife held a robe, both of them chasing after Yi Siming, trying to give them to him. But the boy stubbornly refused every time. A sly smile spread over his face. He thought, such a rare chance to get close, so why not? Still looking rather dangerous, he asked again, "Siming, you want money, right?" Seeing his father's attitude, Siming quickly took a wary step back. "Then spar with me for a bit," he said. In the spacious martial practice yard, Siming was already holding a spear in one hand, the other on his waist, his face serious as he asked, "Are you sure you want to spar with me?" His father also held a spear and stood with one hand on his waist, utterly resolute. He said firmly, "Of course, within the time it takes one incense stick to burn, whoever lands the most hits on the other wins." He held up a white cloth bag marked with 10 bundles wrapped around his hand and pointed at Yi Siming. "You're not scared, are you, brat?" The mother standing behind them smiled and covered her mouth with her hand. Yi Siming also looked very serious, then smiled faintly. "A little. I'm afraid you'll get hurt." The father rushed toward him and shouted, "Enough nonsense. Come on." The father and son started brawling noisily. Outside, the mother sat drinking tea. Watching the scene, she could only smile helplessly and sigh twice. After a fierce fight, the father, bruised all over the face, raised his hand in surrender. I admit defeat. Brat, why do you keep hitting me in the face?" Yi Siming smiled, folded his arms with a triumphant look, and said, "You never said I couldn't." Hand over the money. Covered in bruises, the father angrily pulled a gold coin from his robe and hurled it straight at Siming's forehead. "Here, take it. It's all yours, you little brat." Yi Siming raised his hand to catch it, but since it had been thrown, it didn't land properly, and he could only purse his lips helplessly. Yi Siming turned and left, but added with a straight face, "Being angry is useless. Actually, you were already very impressive. You just still couldn't beat me." Behind him, his father shouted furiously, "Shut up and get out of here." His mother could only laugh. With 3 parts helplessness and 7 parts indulgence, she cleaned her husband's wounds while coaxing him. "All right now, be good." Meanwhile, Lai Nam Ka had been sitting in the carriage waiting for Yi Siming for quite a while. Pouting, she said, "Why isn't Brother Siming here yet?" Seeing that, Gu Zidwan moved closer to Gu Zizhio and said, "Third brother, even though we usually can't stand each other, this time you absolutely have to listen to your second brother." Gu Zizhio, leaning against a tree with his arms folded, replied, Why? Could you stand a little farther away when you talk to me?" With one hand on his hip and the other clenched, Gu Zidwan said firmly, "I asked around. This Yi Siming is the little wolf king that General Bai brought back from the enemy state. He has a very stubborn temper. If someone like that is going to protect my little sister, then, as her brother, I have to test him. Otherwise, how can I be at ease?" Hearing that, Gu Zizhio was taken aback, and then realized it made sense. Ah, that does make sense. Gu Zhiduan leaned closer and whispered, then it's settled. When he gets here, we'll do this, and then that. After hearing the plan, Zigio found it very reasonable and agreed. Just then, Yi Siming arrived. The moment Lai Nam Ka saw him, she happily called out, "Brother Siming." Gu Zhiduan also saw that he had come and instantly tensed up. Lai Nam Ka jumped up and wrapped her arms around Siming's neck. Siming hugged her back and said, "You've been waiting a long time." She replied, "It's okay. Since it's Brother Siming, Nua Bao can wait no matter how long." Seeing this scene, Gu Zhiduan gaped in utter disbelief. Looking at her gently, Siming said, "I brought money with me this time. Let's go buy some toys." Nua was overjoyed when she heard that. She smiled. Brother Siming is so good to Nua Bao. But a moment later, she put away her smile and turned serious, frowning slightly. But this time, Nua Bao came to find Brother Siming because there's another urgent matter. "Brother Siming, please come with Nua Bao as General Bai's adopted son." After hearing that, Yi Siming thought for a moment, then agreed at once. Gu Zhiduan, utterly miserable, grabbed Gu Zigio and shook him back and forth. "Aya, why is my little sister so good to him? I am jealous." Being shaken like a rattle, Gu Zigio hurriedly said, "Second brother, calm down. I'm getting dizzy." Seeing Yi Siming carry Lai Nam Ka away in his arms, Gu Zhiduan hurriedly pointed at them and shouted angrily, Hey, you're just going to carry our little sister like that and ignore our existence." Yi Siming glanced at him and coldly asked, "Who are you?" Zhiduan was so shocked he nearly coughed up a rainbow. Wiping his mouth as if clearing away the imaginary mess, Gu Zhiduan introduced himself grandly. "Ahem, I am Gu Zhiduan, second prince of Daite. Today, I'm going to teach you a lesson. Third brother, let's go." Gu Zigio, however, acted completely differently. Graceful and courteous, he gave a slight bow and said, "Greetings, I'm Nua Bao's third brother, Gu Zigio. I'll be accompanying you this time. Please take care of us. As for that one, he's only my second brother. His brain isn't very good, and he wants to fight you. Please don't mind him." Hearing those words from Zigio, Zhiduan was so shocked he nearly coughed up a second rainbow. He cursed inwardly, "Third brother, you traitor." Gu Zigio and Yi Siming were already seated properly in the carriage. Poking her head out from the door, Noir called, "Second brother, what are you yelling about? We're leaving. Are you coming or not?" After suffering a completely humiliating defeat, Zhiduan cried bitterly inside and answered reluctantly, "Coming." The carriage took the four of them to a military camp. As Yi Siming looked around while holding Nuar's hand and helping her down the steps, he asked, "Are you sure this is where you wanted to come?" Yi Siming frowned as he sensed something strange about the surroundings. It's not especially heavy, but there's a smell of blood. Hurry, over here. The wounded must be carried to treatment immediately." Yi Siming took Nuar's hand and led her over to take a look. The smell of blood is much stronger over there. Nuar walked over, lifted the curtain, and stepped inside. The wounded, wrapped all over in bandages, cried out in agony, "Just let me die." The physicians tried their best to persuade them. "You must hold on. Don't think like that. I won't let you die like this." Another person weakly begged, "Help, someone save me." Elsewhere came a physician's urgent shout, "What are you standing there for? Stop the bleeding." An assistant cut in, "But we're out of medicine." Military physician Zhao's face darkened. "Already? Damn it." Nuotter's small face filled with worry. "How did this happen?" Gu Zigio, hearing that the medicine was gone, immediately argued, "That's not right. This is completely wrong." He continued, "Physician Zhao, answer me. I only delivered hemostatic medicine yesterday. Even if the amount wasn't enough, it couldn't possibly all be used up in a single night." Beside him, Gu Zhiduan also demanded, "Exactly. It pushed my third brother so far that he had to sneak around stealing my money to exchange for medicine. So where's the medicine?" Physician Zhao turned to them and said, "Your Highness is the third prince and second prince, and from General Bai's household." Just then, someone noticed Noir and shouted, "Her Highness the Princess! Princess Jiaowang has come. Has the court finally sent relief? Has His Majesty's grace finally arrived?" Physician Zhao and the others immediately knelt before Noor and said, "Please, Your Highnesses, make the decision for the wounded soldiers here." Noir walked over and gently stroked Physician Zhao's face. "Uncle Physician Zhao, there's no need for such formality. Tell me quickly, my third brother already gave you medicine. So how did it run out?" Physician Zhao immediately cupped his hands and reported, "Your Highness the Princess, I would not dare conceal it. The medicine His Third Highness brought yesterday was. Physician Zhao clenched his fists tightly. It was taken away by the steward of the Eastern Garrison Reserve Camp and traded for wine. This official was powerless to stop him. I reported it several times, but each time he suppressed the matter. Guziduan could hardly believe it and shouted, "What?" Physician Zhao continued, "Watching the soldiers who fought for the country suffer because they lack medicine, I beg your highnesses to seek justice for them." Guziduan stroked his chin and said, "I heard this Eastern Garrison general only got his post by relying on his father's status. His father, the former Eastern Garrison general, was loyal and patriotic, dedicating his entire life to the country, and only then left his son a hereditary military merit. Who would have thought this Guizihua would be such a degenerate wastrel, even daring to sell life-saving medicine?" Noor also spoke up. "Then sooner or later he'll get his retribution. But right now, saving people is what matters most. Brother Siming, second brother, third brother, let's think of a way to find medicine for these injured brothers first." Gu Zigio rubbed her head helplessly and said, "I'm afraid that medicine can't be recovered anytime soon, and I can't find a large quantity of effective medicine nearby either." Guzi Duan held a small medicine box in his hand and said, "Even if we buy some, transporting it here would take at least half a month, and the cost would be extremely high." Noor tried hard to think of a solution. Finding medicine. If the ingredients aren't enough, then we can think of another way. As for a prescription, at that moment, Noor suddenly smiled. "If we can't find it in the mortal world, then we'll go to heaven." Noor hurriedly climbed onto the bed. "Suddenly, I'm so sleepy. I want to sleep for a little while. Brother Siming, you must protect Noor. Before I open my eyes, no one can disturb me." Yi Siming agreed. "All right, but if you're sleepy, why not go back and sleep?" As soon as he finished speaking, Yi Siming looked toward Noor, and his face changed in disbelief at what was happening before him. Thin streams of water appeared around her, circling her. Then little by little, she seemed to sink into some other space. Looking at Noor, Yi Siming was utterly astonished. Immortal energy ascending to the heavens? Just what is this little girl's background? The others also stared at Noor in shock, not understanding what was happening. Guzi Duan cried out in alarm. "What's going on? What's wrong with Nobao? Don't scare your brothers like this." Yi Siming stepped forward and stopped Guzi Duan. She already said not to disturb her. Guzi Duan calmed down and replied, all right, I know." Elsewhere, in the imperial study within the palace, after working for a long while, Gu Shihan staggered wearily and said, "Chuan Shou, come support me at once. Reviewing so many memorials is exhausting." Chuan Shou hurried over. "Your Majesty, be careful." Chuan Shou supported Gu Shihan as he walked. "Your Majesty, slowly, be careful not to strain your waist." Gu Shihan looked outside, and his gaze suddenly stopped. Looking at the sweetly blooming flowers all around, he sensed something and asked, "Chuan Shou, which direction is that?" Chuan Shou immediately replied, "It seems to be the reserve camp outside the capital." Half an hour later, at the capital camp, everyone was staring at Noor in amazement. Guzi Duan's mouth hung open in disbelief. I'd long heard that the princess was a lucky star, but who would have thought that after one nap, she could dream up a divine prescription? Physician Zhao was equally stunned. Who could have guessed that the herbs growing in the mountains were all medicinal hemp, and that they could be combined into such an effective medicine for external wounds? Gu Zigio's eyes sparkled as he looked at Noor. "How amazing, Noabao. Are you taking disciples? Can third brother be one?" Noor laughed happily and said to everyone, Action found this while traveling in the heavens. It was heaven's will. Hurry and go treat the brothers." Physician Zhao joyfully ran off to give orders. "Thank you, princess. This official will gather people to prepare the ingredients at once." In his excitement, Physician Zhao accidentally bumped into someone. "Ow!" The burly man in front of him shouted, "Zhao, are you blind?" The moment I return to camp, all I hear is the racket from you useless trash. What rotten luck. The Eastern Garrison general walked in holding a wine flask. "What princess? What prescription? How dare you ruin my drinking mood? I'll deal with this according to military law." The moment everyone inside saw the big brute, their faces hardened as they glared at him. Guzi Duan stepped forward and asked, "You are the Eastern Garrison General, Huang Bu Huai. Li Nam Ha Zhao Wen. So you're the Eastern Garrison General who ignores wounded soldiers and leaves them uncared for." The Eastern Garrison General saluted and bowed his head before the princess. This subject greets the princes and princess. With a contemptuous expression, he thought to himself, "What can a bunch of milk-smelling brats do to me?" Then he said aloud, "Princess, do not listen to the words of petty people. Did I not specially arrange tents for them to recover in? These soldiers are just rough and clumsy. A minor injury, and they make a big fuss out of it. Princess, there is no need for you to pay attention to them. I will deal with them under military law. He immediately ordered, men, drag these troublemaking soldiers outside and give them 20 strokes. Physician Zhao cried out anxiously, what? He then continued at once, Physician Zhao, as the ringleader, 50 strokes. The princess said angrily, what? You want to twist black into white and beat them? Gu Zizhio showed him no courtesy as he added, you've got some nerve punishing innocent people. Gu Zidwan was equally unwilling to let it go and expose the truth. As a general, you embezzled medicinal supplies and traded them for wine. That's a capital offense. Do you believe I won't drag you before Imperial Father right now? Of course, the Eastern Garrison General had no intention of letting himself come out disadvantaged, so he immediately threw around the authority of his rank. What do you mean, embezzling medicinal supplies? Your Highnesses, don't talk nonsense without evidence. That batch of medicine was clearly used up by them. As for how Guamu manages the reserve camp, that is Guamu's duty. You princes and princess have no right to interfere. The three of them were rendered speechless by the general's shamelessness. You. Not only was the Eastern Garrison General provocative, he also raised his wine flask and drank without the least politeness. Then he said, in marching in war, how can people avoid getting injured? Just let them recover however they can. There's no need to waste resources. He turned to leave in high spirits. Of course, if the princes and princess are so kind as to pay for treatment yourselves, Guamu won't stop you. Please be my guest. Gu Zidwan was so furious he could hardly speak. You. Lai Nam Ka grew angry and wanted to pay him back in kind. She thought to herself, this man is truly horrible. Nuo Bao is angry now. Let him take a fall and experience the pain those brothers are suffering. The princess cast a spell, and a streak of blue light wrapped around his leg, making him fall flat on his face before the astonished eyes of Gu Zidwan and Gu Zizhio. The Eastern Garrison General screamed in pain. My leg is broken. The princess was a little dazed. Nuo Bao didn't use that much force. Behind the princess, a red gleam slowly faded away. Yi Siming stood with his arms crossed, looking smug. Little girl, you're too kind. I'm not. How dare you step on the prescription she wrote? He was in so much pain that snot was running out of his nose. Forgetting his own place, he barked orders. You idiots, what are you standing around for? Hurry up and treat me. The third prince deliberately repeated his own words back to him, wanting to teach the general a lesson. In marching in war, how can people avoid getting injured? Eastern Garrison General, please just recover however you can. Don't waste the country's resources. Though I don't know why you fell, I'm quite pleased about it. Gu Zidwan also struck back, holding a gold ingot in his hand as he mocked him. That's right, we have money to buy medicine for the soldiers, but we don't want to spend any on you. Handle it yourself. See this silver? We'd rather throw it away than give it to you. After hearing that, the Eastern Garrison General's face turned purple with rage, and he roared, you bastards! Lucky omen? Auspicious carp? In my opinion, you princes and princesses are nothing but calamity stars. Lai Nam Ka shot back. You do evil things and still curse other people? Nuo Bao doesn't mind being your calamity star. Yi Siming beside her felt it was a waste of time. Why waste words on him? Just kill him. The Eastern Garrison General was horrified and tried to intimidate them with a show of authority. Why you? What are you trying to do? I have an imperial gold token of immunity from death and military merit. Other than His Majesty, none of you may lay a hand on me. Just then, Gu Shihan appeared. Then it seems I have come at just the right time. The princess looked toward the source of the voice and called out, Father. The officials around them immediately bowed their heads. His Majesty has arrived. The princess, radiant as a flower, ran to Gu Shihan's side. Father, why did you come here? He stretched out his arms and lifted his little princess into his embrace. Just now, Father saw an auspicious phenomenon. Following the signs, I inquired about it and discovered that sure enough, it was Nuo Bao coming again to save people. Of course I had to come help. He turned to the close officials and ordered, I have already heard about the reserve camp. At once prepare the medicine according to the princess's prescription. All expenses shall be reported by the second prince to the state treasury. Gu Zidwan looked at him with admiration. Imperial Father is so generous. Gu Shihan continued. Also, immediately summoned the imperial physician from the palace and the doctors among the common people. Let the third prince oversee them and assist the military physicians in treatment. Gu Zizhio's eyes shone brightly. Imperial Father is wise. Gushihan went on, and in addition, all soldiers participating in this campaign will receive 3 months of extra pay and a promotion of 1 rank. Wounded soldiers will receive additional rewards according to the severity of their injuries. Physician Zhao and everyone else were overjoyed. "Thank you, Your Majesty. Long live Your Majesty. Long live Your Majesty. Long live Your Majesty." His gaze shifted to the Eastern Garrison General. "As for you, your title as Eastern Garrison General is suspended pending investigation. This reserve camp will temporarily be managed by E. The Eastern Garrison General panicked. "But Your Majesty..." Gushihan cut him off sharply, glaring at him. "Silence. You should thank your good father and thank the fact that my daughter does not like killing people casually. Otherwise..." The princess clung tightly to him, her little face filled with anger. Gushihan threatened, "For the insult you dared hurl on my daughter alone, I could have had you torn apart by 5 horses several times over." Then he immediately softened his expression for his precious little princess. He slung an arm around Yi Siming's shoulders. "Yi Siming, come on, let's go home together." He replied, "All right." Ka did not forget to say goodbye to Yi Siming. "Goodbye, Brother Siming." Yi Siming waved back, but inwardly his thoughts churned like a stormy sea. The luck of Dai Te, the blessing of all the people. Ka, who exactly are you? In the palace, Yayu was talking with the Empress in a very lively atmosphere. That's exactly how it happened. His Majesty sent Duaner and Jiaoer to handle things, and he even rewarded them. Consort E and Consort Lan were both overjoyed. The Empress smiled until her eyes curved. "That's wonderful." She reached out and pinched the princess's cheek. "But I still think the greatest credit goes to the divine prescription Noor saw in her dream." She sighed softly. If Shower were to return and see Nuo Bao, he would definitely like her very much. Yayu asked, "Elder sister Mrs. Shower?" The Empress shook her head. "I understand Shower's temperament well. He went to the military camp to train himself. If he does not achieve results that satisfy him, he will not come back. However, my health has improved quite a lot recently, and I want to leave the palace to pray for blessings for Shower. Help me arrange it." Yayu immediately agreed. "What are you saying, elder sister? For your sake, everything will certainly be arranged properly." "No, wait until I finish my work first. Then I'll bring Nuo Bao along with me to accompany you." She began listing things with complete focus, hardly pausing for breath. "There's not much, just the Dowager Consort's birthday, the memorial day for the Crown Prince, the coming-of-age ceremony for the 3rd Prince, seeking treatment for the 2 sick princes, and the 14 leaking residences in the rear palace." The princess and the Empress both listened without knowing whether to laugh or sigh. Seeing the noble consort's enthusiasm, the Empress could not help but laugh. "And you call that not much? That's enough to keep you busy for quite a while. Don't worry, I can go on my own." Yayu puffed out her cheeks, clearly wanting to go with the Empress. "But I want to go with elder sister." The princess shouted from the side, "Mother, your coquettish act failed." Suddenly, loud noises came from outside, making the 3 people in the Empress's chambers pause. Someone shouted harshly, "Mu Shahen, you're so clumsy, and you still want to serve the noble ladies? Hurry up and get out." Mu Shuzhen's weak voice protested, "But you were clearly the one who broke it." Ayun slapped her across the face and then brazenly shifted the blame onto Mu Shuzhen. TCH, the daughter of a convicted official, still dares talk back. This was food for the noble ladies and the princess. Now, go make again. Otherwise, you won't get away with this. The princess peeked over secretly. "It's those 2 again." The noble consort reprimanded them both. "Why were the 2 of you making such a commotion in the Empress's palace just now?" Ayun spoke first. "Replying to your highness, the noble consort, Shuzhen accidentally dropped the pastries specially prepared by the kitchen for the princess and the 2 noble ladies." While Mu Shuzhen silently endured it all, Ayun continued, "This servant has already scolded her. I never meant to disturb your highnesses and the princess. I beg your highnesses to forgive me." The princess questioned her. "If she was in the wrong, you should have reported it to the Empress or to my mother. Why did you take it upon yourself to hit her?" Though she seemed remorseful, in truth, she was still pushing the blame onto Mu Shuzhen. "Replying to your highness the princess, Shahen always makes mistakes. This servant only hoped she could improve. In my anxiety, I acted rashly. I beg your highness the princess to forgive me." The Empress did not want to make a big issue out of it and intervened. "Enough. It's only a plate of pastries. As long as no one was hurt, it's fine. Ayun, don't make things difficult for Shuzhen anymore. Both of you may rise." Yeo wanted to say something, Sister Lan, but seeing the Empress act this way, she let it go. "Forget it. Since the Empress is in a good mood today, I'll refrain from pursuing the matter out of respect for her. But both of you remember this well. The Empress's status is noble, and you must serve her with utmost care. If you're careless, you may lose your heads." Ayun looked pleased with herself. "Please rest assured, Your Highness. This servant will certainly serve the Empress well." Mu Shujin did not dare raise her head the entire time. She only kept it lowered and answered softly, Yu cursed inwardly. This Mu Shujin really is a fool. She can't even learn when she's taught. Sister Lan was only soft-hearted to take her in. She ordered, "Enough, withdraw." Ayun bowed in reply. "Yes, this servant takes her leave." The noble consort turned to the Empress, disappointed in the maid Mu Shahin. "Sister Lan, that Mu Shujin is both slow and foolish. Let's replace her with someone else. I'll go pick someone quick-wit like Ayun." "All right." The princess immediately spoke up in defense. "Mother, Noor doesn't think someone like that is good. Mother cares too much about appearances, so you didn't think it through carefully. You can't judge people by how they look. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. No one can be perfect. Sister Shujin just hasn't had the chance to show what she can do yet." The Empress picked up Lai Nam Ka's words. "What Nuo Bao said is exactly what I think as well. I also think Shujin is very kind." The Empress lovingly stroked the princess's head. "You, perhaps you do not know, but the reason I wanted to leave the palace to pray for blessings this time is..." The Empress shuddered as she recalled the dream of ghosts. "Your Highness the Empress, this servant died unjustly. Please help us, Your Highness the Empress. Your Highness, save me." Troubled, the Empress said, "These past few nights, this palace has constantly been disturbed by the wrong spirits of those palace maids. They stand at the head of my bed weeping, begging me to seek justice for them. At first, I thought it was merely fright in a dream, but when I awoke, my heart still ached. Because of that, I have often slept poorly and my spirit has worsened. Yet every time I feel most despairing, a fairy in green appears silently at my bedside, helping disperse the Een energy. And that fairy's face looks very much like Shujin's." Hearing this, the princess could not help exclaiming, "Wow." Seeing the Empress like this, Yu did not want to trouble her further and reluctantly accepted it for the time being. "Fine, since you both like her, then let her stay. But when it comes to Sister Lan leaving the palace to pray for blessings, it must be according to my arrangements. No objections allowed. Even if there are objections, they're not allowed." Guvnoir suggested, "Mother, actually this is very simple. Just let Nuato go with Her Majesty the Empress." Both of them were surprised by Guvnoir's words. 3 days later, in front of Taishui Temple, Guvnoir sighed. To reassure Mother, Nuo Bao took the initiative to come pray for blessings with Her Majesty the Empress. Father will definitely send many experts to protect Her Majesty. Who would have thought? The princess suddenly shouted. Father is being far too dramatic. A whole procession of soldiers grandly escorted the Empress's and the princess's sedan chairs. Guvnoir was unhappy inside. He had even sent Uncle Bai to drag brother Simon out of bed before dawn. Though Bai Yi was unwilling, he still had to wake Yi Simon, who was sleeping soundly. "Simon, get up." As a result, brother Simon was unhappy the entire way. The princess touched Yi Simon's face, trying to coax him. "Brother Simon, are you sleepy? Do you not like going out? Nuor will give you candy. Don't be angry, okay?" Yi Simon looked at the princess and explained, "It's not that I don't like going out with you. I just don't like." He thought to himself that temples enshrined Orthodox gods and Buddhas. Every time he came to a place like this, the Asura evil aura inside his body would stir involuntarily. But he kept silent about it and instead said, "It's nothing. I just got up too early, so I feel uncomfortable. I'm going to find a place to sleep. If anything happens, have Juanin come call me, and I'll definitely come." Guvnoir pressed her face close to Yi Simon's, wanting to confirm it. "Uncomfortable? Do you have a fever? Hurry and let Nuo Bao take a look." Yi Simon involuntarily felt embarrassed by the princess's sudden action. He raised both hands to stop any further impulsive action from the princess and did not dare look her in the eye. "I'm Fine. Don't worry about me." As Yi Simon turned aside and carried the princess to another area, they happened to run into Ayun and Mu Shujin. "It would be better for you to worry about the black aura beside the Empress." Ayun was berating Mu Shujin again. "What are you still standing there for? Hurry and go get the luggage from the back of the carriage. Remember all of it." Mu Shujin said timidly, "But Her Majesty is about to get down. You told me to wait." Ayun immediately threatened her. If you don't want to be beaten, then talk less and move faster. With no other choice, Mu Shujin could only obey. Yes, after seeing that scene, Gunur also found it strange. Brother Simon, you saw it too, didn't you? There's something wrong with that Ayun. Seeing Mu Shujin carrying a high stack of bundles in one arm and dragging things in the other, the princess wanted to help and also find out what was going on. In truth, this was also the reason Noir had insisted on coming along, to help Her Majesty the Empress and also a certain fool. At the foot of Taishui Temple Mountain, everyone was climbing the long stone stairway winding through the green mountains and trees up to the temple. The Empress was being supported by Ayun at her side, while Gunnar, Yi Siming, and the others were still far behind. The Empress suddenly turned around and questioned Ayun, asking why she was making things difficult for Shujin and why she was letting Shujin carry so much luggage alone. Ayun smiled and answered casually, "It's fine, Your Majesty. Shahin is strong and likes to work. You don't need to pay attention to her. Please go rest." The Empress could not accept such an answer and angrily ordered people to help Shahin carry the luggage, despite Ayun trying to stop her. "Your Majesty, why bother with her? She's fine." Suddenly, Ayun's foot caught on a rock, making her lose her balance and nearly fall. She immediately cried out in panic while reaching for the Empress. "Your Majesty, quickly, catch this servant." The Empress had no time to react and could not steady Ayun. While she was still flustered, Un's falling body slammed into her, sending the Empress backward and down the stone steps. From afar, the princess, Yi Siming, and Mu Shahin saw the urgent situation and became extremely alarmed. Mu Shujin shouted, "This is bad. Nous face ardente." She decided to use her magic to save the Empress. The princess raised her hand and cast a spell. A stream of green wind appeared, along with a fairy figure whose face resembled Mu Shujin's. The green wind wrapped around the Empress in danger, keeping her from hitting the ground. Instead, her body floated gently downward until the wind vanished. After a moment of shock, the Empress anxiously turned to ask about Shujin's condition and helped her up, asking if she was hurt. Mu Shujin lay on the ground, looked up, and smiled reassuringly at the Empress, saying she was fine and only relieved that the Empress was safe, not even realizing her nose was bleeding. When the Empress saw Shujin's condition, she could not contain her unease and said, "You're bleeding. Hurry, summon a physician." Behind them, Ayun came running over with two maids and loudly said, "If Her Majesty is summoning the imperial physician, then she must be injured." She ordered the other maids, "Quickly, help Her Majesty to a side room to rest." As the Empress was being helped away, she still turned back worriedly for Mu Shujin. "It's not me who's hurt, it's Shahin." Ayun cut her off. "Your Majesty's precious body is far more important. Please don't worry about others." Seeing this from where she stood, Gunur let out a sigh of relief. She told Yi Siming to go rest, while she herself went to check on the situation. He agreed. Inside Taishui Temple, Mu Shahin was laboriously carrying luggage through a bamboo grove. Because the luggage was heavy, she walked unsteadily and suddenly fell, scattering the belongings everywhere. Then the items were lifted by the same familiar current of energy that had just saved the Empress. With injuries on her face, Shujin stared in surprise and asked, "This is magic?" Noir explained, "It is magic. Actually, with Sister Shahin's abilities, this should be very easy for you. But why do you never use your spiritual power except to save people? If you can use it, why not?" Mu Shahin had no choice but to speak. "Princess, you probably know what happened with my family. My father used evil sorcery to curse others. Although it caused harm, in the end it was because he was obsessed with cultivation, offended people, and brought disaster upon us." She hesitated for a moment, then continued, "As the daughter of a condemned sinner, I no longer have the face to continue using the Tao arts." Shujin turned to Noir and explained that saving people was only her way of repaying the Empress's kindness. She began recounting how she came to owe the Empress. "Perhaps Her Majesty has forgotten. Back then, when our whole family was to be executed, Her Majesty used the excuse of extending the princess's lifespan, saying that killing should be avoided, to persuade His Majesty. That was how the lives of the Mu family were spared. That is why I would protect Her Majesty regardless of the cost." Noir exclaimed, "So that's how it was." Then the princess stepped forward, gently stroked Mu Shujin to comfort her, and said, "But the sinful minister is your father, not you. You can't abandon the Tao in your own heart heart because of someone else's mistakes. As she comforted her, Noor also used magic on Shujin's cheek. Then she smiled again. Since heaven gave you this gift, it must be useful for something. Don't you think so, Sister Shahin? Mu Shujin touched her cheek and froze for a moment before replying. Thank you, Princess, for saying these words to me. I'll think carefully about it. Noor hurriedly said goodbye to Mu Shahin, but Shahin called after her. Little Princess, wait a moment. There's still something I want to tell you. Actually, beside you, there is a... Before finishing, she suddenly fell silent, covered her mouth, and thought to herself, no, if I tell the princess now, she's still too young. I'm afraid it won't help. So she turned and simply said it was nothing. After the two parted, Shujin decided to draw a peace talisman for Noor. Behind a tree not far away, Ayun stood there eavesdropping on their conversation. She was furious. Very well, Mu Shujin, you've won over the Empress, and now you've won over the little princess too. You're clearly nothing but a lowly little slut. She also bitterly thought the Empress was useless for forcing her to apologize and for giving Shujin the reward bracelet. In her eyes, Shujin did not deserve any of it. Grinding her teeth, Ayun muttered, the one my master has taken a liking to, the one most favored, can only be me, and you dare stand in my way. As she spoke, she viciously threw the box containing Shujin's reward bracelet into the lake and shouted angrily, Die, all of you! Night fell. Yi Siming lay on the roof of Taishui Temple, thinking to himself, this place is full of oppressive Dharma signs everywhere, making people uncomfortable. He complained inwardly, if it weren't for that little one, I wouldn't come here even if you beat me to death. Suddenly, Gunuar's voice rang out. Brother Siming, you're still not asleep. Were you missing Nuar? Startled, Yi Siming sat up and stared wide-eyed at Nuar as she struggled to climb onto the roof. He wondered how the princess had gotten up there. Nuar answered, Big Brother Zhang Sui brought Nuar up here. Then the princess gave Yi Siming a bag of chestnuts, worried because she had heard from Sister Wanyan that he had not eaten anything all day. So she brought him some roasted chestnuts she had gotten from the monks in the temple and urged him to eat them while they were hot. The moment Yi Siming took the bag of chestnuts, he was shocked to discover that it was actually a Dao talisman. Nuar looked at him anxiously as he clutched his chest in pain, asking what was wrong. A dark red light spread around him. It seemed as though some force was taking control of him. Yi Siming's voice rose in fury. Shut up. All of you shut up. Gunor beside him had no idea what was happening and kept anxiously asking what was wrong with him. Yi Siming held his forehead and struggled to force out each word. Gunuea, go. I'm not well. Seeing Yi Siming in so much pain while still trying to drive her away, Gunuara refused, saying she could not leave him alone. She told him not to panic and offered to call someone to help. No matter how worried Nuara was for him, Yi Siming insisted that she must not call anyone. A mysterious voice kept echoing in his mind. Eat her. Yi Siming ground his teeth, trembling violently as sweat poured down his face. He knew that if others came, he would lose control and start killing. That strange voice kept whispering in his head. Kill. We need human blood. He could not bear it any longer. Clutching his head, Yi Siming struggled to demand that the voice stop. Uneasy, Nor suddenly reached out toward him and called his name. The voice continued, but this little one, she smells wonderful. As if controlled, Yi Siming opened his mouth and bit the princess's finger as she reached for him. The princess cried out in pain, her eyes immediately welling up. Wah, Brother Siming, my hand hurts. Nyor will invite physician uncle to come treat you. Please don't bite Nora, okay? Hearing Nuar's pleading voice, Yi Siming seemed to wake up. Startled, he immediately released her hand. He hugged the princess tightly. I am sorry. I lost control for a moment. I didn't mean to. I am sorry. But the princess did not blame him at all. Rubbing her eyes, she comforted Yi Siming instead. Nuar's brother, Siming, only acted like that because he wasn't feeling well. Then she asked him with concern whether he felt any better now. As if soothed, Yi Siming looked at the princess gently and answered while softly patting her head, much better. At that moment, Nuar started acting a little aggrieved. That's good, but my hand. Brother Siming has to peel chestnuts for Nuar to eat before it will stop hurting. Hearing her pout like that, Yi Siming blushed with shame. He asked, but wasn't this brought for me? Sitting in Yi Siming's lap, Nuar continued in her aggrieved little voice. Yes, but Nuar is so tiny. I only need to eat a little. Yi Siming could only indulge her. Fine, I'll peel them for you. Yi Siming knew that this so-called peace talisman was from Mu Shujin, and he angrily thought he would settle the score with her later. With a spell, he made that peace talisman disappear. Suddenly, a strange noise came from the trees. Yi Siming noticed something unusual. He immediately signaled Noir to be quiet and said that there seemed to be someone below. Hearing this, Noir also looked down. Really? Let Noir see. The two of them hid on the temple roof and whispered so they would not be discovered. Then they saw that the noise had come from Ayun, who was heading toward the back mountain. She carried a bucket and moved furtively, glancing around from side to side, clearly up to something suspicious. Noir guessed. It seems Sister Wanyin said before that tomorrow Her Majesty the Empress will bring Noir to pray at the pagoda on the back mountain. Then the princess turned excitedly to Yi Siming, who was peeling chestnuts nearby, and said, "Brother Siming, Noir guesses there'll definitely be a good show tomorrow. And it won't be anything small either. Since you're not feeling well, you need to stay farther away." Yi Siming stuffed a piece of chestnut into the princess's mouth to stop her from continuing. "Fine, but you also have to promise me that you'll keep yourself safe." Distracted by the taste of the roasted chestnut, Noir praised how delicious it was and asked Yi Siming for another one. The next morning, the Empress's room was filled with smoke wafting from an incense jar. Ayun was helping the Empress get dressed for the prayer ritual. The Empress smiled at Noir. "Noir, Bao has been so good these past few days. Once you accompany Her Majesty to complete the offering later, we can go home." Over here, Mu Shujin was helping Noir get ready. The princess replied, "But it's not Noir accompanying Her Majesty the Empress. It's Her Majesty the Empress who wants to accompany Noir." The Empress played along, saying, "Very well. Her Majesty will place herself in Noir Bao's care," just as they were preparing to set out. And after the Empress had been led out the door ahead of them by a maid, Ayun told Mu Shujin that she had forgotten something for Her Majesty and needed to go back and get it. Shujin looked uneasy, but then only Sister Wanyin will be left beside Her Majesty. Ayun ignored her concern and insisted that Shujin go fetch it and return quickly. Mu Shujin turned back toward the temple to look for the item for Ayun. While she was asking where the forgotten item had been left, Ayun came up behind her and struck her with a stick, knocking Shujin unconscious. Poor Shujin was then dragged by Ayun into a storage shed and laid on a pile of straw. Ayun kept muttering, "A fool like you can still gain the Empress's and the princess's regard. What a joke. But very soon, everything will change." With a vicious expression, she spoke aloud the filthy plan she had devised to harm the Empress and the princess. She had arranged oil inside the pagoda so that when the two of them entered to offer incense, they would be burned alive. Then she would rush in to save the Empress and become the Empress's trusted confidant. As Ayun described it, she imagined herself rescuing the Empress and Noir. According to her plan, Shujin would later be discovered in the shed, where she had been locked up and accused of being the mastermind behind the arson. After saying that, she shut the shed door and sneered smugly. "Shujin, my future depends on you now." Her voice turned sinister. "Farewell, Mu Shujin." The Empress was praying at the back mountain pagoda. Just as she was about to light the incense, Noir stopped her, leaving the Empress startled and instantly alert. Outside, Yi Siming was sitting on a tree branch with a grave expression, deciding to go inspect the situation because he was worried about the safety of the Empress and Noir. Suddenly, thick smoke began spreading through the temple. Ayun screamed, "This is bad. Fire! Hurry and save Her Majesty and the princess." Yi Siming, sitting in the tree, noticed it immediately. Ayun instantly seized the opportunity. She smiled darkly, then put on an anxious act. "What are you all standing around for? Hurry and save them," she cried out in fake distress. "Your Majesty, Princess, Ayun is coming." "Oh no, why is the fire so big?" The flames inside the pagoda suddenly flared up violently. Ayun lost her earlier brave demeanor and turned frightened, stepping back. She screamed, "No." A maid beside her, disgusted, scolded, "If you're afraid of dying, then get out of the way. Don't stop us from saving people." Yi Siming came forward from behind, his face full of anger. "Gu Noir, is this the show you told me to watch?" The maid immediately turned and asked, "Young Master Yi, wasn't your body unwell?" Yi Siming did not answer. A moment later, he had already appeared in the flames, his body transforming into a wolf as though his power had been released. He shouted, "Gunor, where are you? You better come out safe and sound for me."